Hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. This isn't a random show. This is a random one away kind of stream that I'm doing for the Yay on Drinks Champ interview. So it's not a random show officially. It's just my little one away thing that I'm doing. And yeah, man, hopefully some of you will tune in. Hopefully some of you will not, because it's going to be a bit of a long one. I'm going to watch this play by play sort of thing, you feel me? And just kind of give my impressions on the interview as we go along. I watched the first 45 minutes. I think most people have kind of got a understanding of what happened in the first 45 minutes and what you kind of spoke about. I think all that main stuff has gone kind of viral. Him basically confirming that Drake did possibly or allegedly smash Kim Kardashian's mother, Kris Jenner. Him saying that basically repeating the conservative sort of line that George Floyd didn't die from having a knee on his neck, but instead died because of some sort of fentanyl thing. What else did he say? That was a hot button topic from the first bit of the interview. Reaffirming his love for Trump, kind of a little bit. But those are two of the main things, right? He kind of doubled down on the whole Drake and Kris Jenner rumors, expounded a bit on the George Floyd thing, and then of course, yeah, he put out an open challenge to Diddy and Meek Mill, and basically said they're fake tough, and you know, if they want to do him something, they should come and do him something. If not, shut up and let him do what he's doing, kind of thing. So that's basically where we're at with Kanye and what he's doing. So we've got the rest of the interview to listen to and to kind of get in on. So we're gonna do that right now. First of all, just before we start, I want to quickly show you this video. And I want to ask you, if you are watching this live stream, what would make you, or is there something that you would ever queue up in the queue this long for in your life? Like whether it's going to a restaurant, a cinema, a theater, going to watch a football game. Is there anything that you would queue for this amount of time for? Not sure if you can see it on the screen. Do you see this on the screen? So this is allegedly this on the screen now is the queue for Berghain on the Sunday. So just yesterday at 7:30 a.m. Obviously, most of you guys know Berghein's open basically from Saturday night all the way until Monday morning. So you can essentially go there and rave and come back in and out, you know, if you pay the flipping re-entry fee as many times as you like. And usually people tend to go, the kind of peak time to go I usually end up going is Sunday morning. So I don't know, like 4 a.m. between that 4 to 9 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday, you can usually get in pretty quickly because the queue's not that long, because you know it's Sunday at 4 a.m. in the morning. But then this time is usually quite busy also because these people are coming from other parties. So that Sunday at 6:30, they're coming from other places that are closing and they want to rave all the way until Monday morning. So they queue up and they come. So this is a little bit of a crazy one, but this is a massive queue. And if you're not aware of it, Berghain, the actual building, so to give you an idea how far this is and how long the queue is, that's the Berghain building there. And Panorama Bar is in that same massive industrial building. So these guys queuing all this length is long because, to add to it also, they have door pickers on the door. So selectors are people who kind of decide if you look cool enough or if you get the vibe, and then they let you in. So it's a long wait for them having to kind of assess everybody, make sure the right person is going. So it takes a long time. And then on the left hand side, so on the right hand side over there is where the guest list queue is. So this doesn't look like a crazy queue, but it is, because they're gonna have to take time to assess everybody and let people in the guest list and let people have re-entry. It's fucking long. So look at this. Look at that. Look how long that snakes. Absolutely wild how long that queue is. Come on, play. Motherfucker. Look at that. And of course, everyone in the queue is wearing black, as you can see. Not a lot of color. You don't see a lot of reds in the queue. Not a lot of greens. Not a lot of blues. Not a lot of yellows. All you see is black. A white t-shirt, which is kind of the brightest thing you're going to see there in the queue. This is probably the best bit to wait, just about here in the gate. You kind of feel touchy. You can usually hear the music bleeding through the walls, and this is where you kind of feel the vibe where you got a chance of getting in, but it takes a while. Look at that, people are still waiting in the queue. That's a long, massive, meaty queue, and these guys are probably gonna be in the queue at least for 3 hours, at least. And there's a guy there wearing blue, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, is there anything in your life? Oh look, there's a person wearing lime green. Is there anything in your life you guys would wait for this long for? Anything out there? Burgers, football, maybe to go see I don't know, a particular movie, maybe to go see Wakanda Forever. What would you wait in a queue of this length for? Oh, they've got a little canopy outside of the thing, I guess because of the sun. But yeah, and then this is the bit where it gets serious. This is where people stop talking, stop sharing cigarettes, stop taking swings of their drink. When you get to these banisters here at the front, this is where it gets really serious. This is where you got to kind of put your best game face on and just do a little prayer to the rave gods and say, please, rave gods, allow me to enter in so I can do ketamine and I can do loads of cocaine and take poppers and maybe make off with somebody somewhere in a dark corner. Please, Lord, allow me to dance sweatily and awkwardly in that church that we call Bergheim, where there's nothing churchly about it that happens on the inside. Please, Lord. This is where it gets serious. Right here, you're sweating, your palms are itching because you get to see the people that you were maybe talking to here in the front, or maybe towards your, no, mostly at the front. You get to see if they get rejected or not. You get to see it with your eyes, especially me being having fucking shitty eyes. I get to see it in HD, so it makes your heart beat, especially if it's someone that looks a little bit like you, like, oh my God, black guy got rejected, shit, that means I'm gonna get rejected too. And then you kind of breathe heavily, or some little cool guy you thought would definitely get in, he gets rejected, and it kind of really makes you scared. This is where it kind of gets really touchy. So to be honest, I'm surprised they let them record this far up. Usually if you've got your phone out around here, the security guards shout at you and tell you not to record it because I guess they want to protect people's privacy. But I guess this person was pretty sly and had it in their pocket or something, but they usually don't let you record up until here. They usually shout at you like, hey! And then, yeah, and then that's the guest list queue. Look at that. That's a guest list queue. So all these people are trying to get in for free. They know a DJ, they know an artist, they know someone that works there, and they're trying to get in for free. This is it. Crazy, isn't it? Look how long the guest list queue is. Oh my God, the guest list queue is even longer than the actual regular queue. So this at least looks like a 4-hour wait. This is a 4-hour wait. Look at that. That's a 4-hour. That's the guest list queue. This is people that are friends of DJs, of artists, essentially VIPs. And they also, that's the only good thing about Berghain. It's quite democratic. Everyone has a queue, whether you're a guest list or whether you're a regular punter, you have the queue. Don't get me wrong, they do prioritize this queue, so they kind of get these in the guys a bit quicker. Oh, I love her boots. Ew. But in general, this is, you know, everybody has to queue one way or the other. What are people saying in the thing, or what they'd queue for? I can't see it. People are saying I would queue that line as long if it was Fake Boy Drop. Thick Boy Drops is the best one, yeah, exactly. But let's see the end of it and then we can carry on. Is that finished? Yeah, that's the end of the queue in the park. Absolutely nutty, innit? Look at that. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, big up everybody that was out there. Pretty decent lineup that happened today in Bergen, actually. Royce and Murphy playing all that sort of shit. But let's jump into Kanye. I want to see what this bloody guy is saying. So I watched the first 45 minutes. Actually, let me see. What do you guys say about it? What do you guys say? Because I'm not even tuned in here. Let me kind of get the chat up here on my phone to make it easier to check out. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Let me get this logged up on my flipping phone so I can see exactly what I want. What are you guys saying? People are saying, oh yes, Koila, big up. F4 that says Mando's culture. What up, Mr. Zinga? Food, everyone's saying. To meet Kanye West, people are saying here. Like to all. So yeah, okay, fair enough. But anyway, let's jump on to the stream. Like I said, it's gonna be a live play-by-play. I'm gonna pause it a few times. So if you don't like me pausing and you don't like all that interruption stuff, please just watch it on your own. It's this video here. It's courtesy of Revolt. You can just check it out yourself if you want to. So if you are upset about people pausing and stuff, please just check it out on your own. Don't get angry at me. Don't flipping wage at me. So you're pausing it too much. It's a live stream. I'm making commentary and I'm going to, add some clips as well. I'm going to take away from the show and add on my channel. So please don't get angry if I pause too much. I beg of you. I'm only 16. But anyway, this is Kanye West on Drink Champs Part 3. First 45 minutes was watched previously, so let's carry on and on the 40-minute mark onwards and hear what this guy has to say. Or Ye, actually, not Kanye, because he gets angry if you call him Kanye. He thinks it's disrespectful, so you have to refer to him as Ye these days.
One time it was on the Super Bowl. I literally found it at the time when Tom Brady was throwing a touchdown. The audience was going like this. I was going like this. Yeah, I caught you now. You was lying the whole time. Like,
I'm talking about inflation.
What'd you say?
The inflation when the ball was.
No, not the inflation. Okay. This is a later date and shit.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, information is the most important resource to our species above water. Because with information, you can find water. Yeah. So Jewish people have information, Chinese people, it's not even information, it's intelligence, right? Because what is the definition of the word nigga? Ignorant. So it's intelligence. So you see a human being that can be looked at or classified as a nigga that is cocooning or breaking out of a cocoon into intelligence and bringing all of his niggas with him at the same time. And that is the way that we're gonna get free and come into our own power the way the Jewish people came into their power.
And avoiding misinformation, which is more.
Damn, man, he's really on this flipping Jewish conspiracy thing, isn't it? I don't know what he's been watching. Maybe it's too much Hotep. But something's been happening there, isn't it? Something. Yeah, exactly. Coyle, the host of Drink Champs, is a bit redacted. Oh, 100% redacted. They both are. Redacted, and I would say also a little bit intimidated and starstruck because Kanye is legitimately a person of, let's be honest, a person of Kanye's stature shouldn't really be on Drink Champs, you know? I know it's a platform where they celebrate hip-hop greats and stuff, but he's better than Drink Champs, let's be honest. So he's basically doing them a favor by going on their platform and giving them a boost in views, giving them a different kind of light, making them look different in terms of how people's eyes, you know what I mean? But he really shouldn't be on there. If all things were equal, he wouldn't be on there. He'd be the guest that they'd be kind of hoping to get one day, but not somebody that'd be on there 3 times, you know what I mean? This is a bit insane. So they're obviously clearly, you know, they feel kind of indebted to him a little bit, so they're going to be a bit redacted in what they say because essentially he's doing them a massive favor.
Misinformation like trauma economy, like the BLM. You know what I'm saying? When they do BLM, when they do school shootings, the same amount of people get killed every week in Chicago, but they're not posting that. They're not showing that.
But why are you not posting that?
Exactly.
Because you from Chicago. Barack Obama's from Chicago.
He from Hawaii.
You see how he just doesn't address things that he could be doing himself instead of kind of pointing out the conspiracy at all times. That's the right-wing grift there. The right-wing grift is that I'm also somebody that has my skeptical hippo eyes open, to lend a flipping Brendan Schaub, you know, saying. I have my eyes open when it comes to BLM. I don't necessarily think they've done a lot of good for the black community overall. If anything, all the fraud and the embezzlement of funds and the misallocation of funds to kind of line their own pockets and the buying of mansions has essentially diluted their message and kind of distracted away from what the good they're actually trying to do. But in general, you know, what were they really trying to do? What was the kind of action plan? What are the actual deliverables they were trying to achieve for African-American people over there in North America? What were they really trying to do? We don't know. So as an organization, they're a little bit sketchy. But if I'm going to criticize them, I'm going to offer a solution of how I can fix it, or how I can offer something different, or how I can offer something better, or a better solution. I'm not going to just point my finger and say they're bad, they're kind of embezzling funds, they're cheating black people. Offer a solution. But the right-wing grift is to never offer a solution, because you have to get people hooked into your little kind of conspiracy that they're bad, which they are, but you're never offering a solution. You're just keeping people outraged. And that's the bad thing, because that's an honest question. If there is an issue about not flipping, highlighting things in kind of, you know, highlighting the issue of gun violence in Chicago, with Kanye being a Chicago native and even having his platform and all his millions, all his billions, why not highlight it on your platform? Why not talk about it? Why not talk about it ad nauseum until people get bored and until people tell you to shut up? Why not do it that way? He doesn't, because that would actually require having to do something. It's easier to pontificate. It's easier to talk about conspiracies. It's easier to, you know, invent the fucking boogeymen, and then just kind of keep on doing this, really, than actually causing a solution, in my opinion. But hey, what do I know?
What is that?
No, he was born in Hawaii.
Oh, you said Hawaii?
Yeah. But he made his chops in Chicago.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because
from Hawaii.
That's the thing is, what's crazy is I noticed Clinton. When Clinton became into the administration, Little Rock, Arkansas became the most wildest place there was. And then when...
It didn't start with him going to
I'm just saying.
Little Rock was wild.
The George Floyd area, the free George Floyd zone that they made, the murder rate is up 50% since George Floyd. It's mayhem. It's Mad Max.
Yeah.
But keep going, what you're saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. What happens to these cities when we have somebody so... illustrious becomes from this city, and then now this city becomes the murder capital? Like, it seems that's what it seems like.
I mean, but look at like Barack, you know, look at his hair color when he went in, look at the hair color when he went out.
Yeah, everyone said, yeah.
You know, like,
what's the point of that? I don't get it. He got stressed. The job, again, somebody who, the difference between Barack and Trump is startling. Trump went into the presidency and went out looking exactly the same. Clearly, he didn't put himself under the same levels of stress that Barack Obama did. Clearly, he didn't hold himself maybe to the same standard. Clearly, he maybe wasn't as vested or invested in the presidency as much as maybe a Barack was. Like, this whole Barack got grey hair thing doesn't make any sense. Like, of course, it's a really fucking hard job being a president or prime minister of any country, let alone one of the most powerful countries in the world. It makes sense why your hair would fucking disappear or why it would fucking turn a different color. It makes complete sense. But the talking point they use as if like as if it's some kind of, I don't know, as if it's a revelation that, oh look, he's always been a lizard person, look at his skin peeling or whatever it may be. It's just weird. It really is strange. Like, what do you expect? Do you know what I mean? The guy is leading the, what is he? He's a leader of the free nation, right? Leader of the most powerful country in the world. Of course, your hair is going to get grey, going to get stressed. But if you're Trump and you don't necessarily think you do anything wrong and you're fucking perfect, then you're not going to get stressed one bit.
Because if you don't have the connections, you know.
Yeah, quite. Like, all presidents do age badly, but I remember someone showing a graph that, or a picture collage, and Trump was the only one that didn't age. He's the only one. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure he dyes his hair and he puts on a lot of fucking fake tan or whatnot, but in general, he's the only one who looked pretty much the same. He didn't really change his appearance, didn't shrivel up, he didn't get more wrinkled. He looked exactly the same after his first term. Nothing was different. So it pretty much shows that, you know, he maybe approached the presidency a bit different. Maybe he had a more like CEO kind of presidency where he was kind of, you know, letting other people do other things while he was kind of the main figure. I don't know.
Trump had enough connections to make it into office, but he didn't have the Jewish media on his side because the Jewish media was already aligned with an agenda with the left, with the Chinese. So you got like Alex Baldwin dissing, you know, Trump soon as he went in, used to be his boy. You got black people dissing Trump. Black people know they love Trump. Yeah. We used to have raps. Guess who the black Trump? Mm-hmm. You know.
This guy's so redacted. You're allowed to like Trump as a sort of cultural icon at the time, right? With what's that thing called? What's that show he had where it goes, "You're fired"? What was that called again? The show where you telling people he was fired. What's the show called again? Let me try to remember. Where people came in and tried to, you know, be entrepreneurs, or what the prize was to kind of work in his organization, and then he set challenges, or they set challenges, and if you didn't win it, you got fired and shit. What was the show called? Do you guys remember? It wasn't called "You Got Fired," was it? What was it fucking called? I know that was his phrase. The Apprentice, that's it, The Apprentice. So with The Apprentice, he was a cultural icon. He was featured on The Simpsons. You know, the gold fucking buildings and all that sort of stuff. Makes sense. I completely get it. But you're allowed to change your mind on somebody when they then become your president or prime minister. Right? You're allowed to change, especially if that same person who's a little bit of a doofus, a little bit of a kind of, you know, a little bit of a kind of a comic relief in terms of the business world that you looked at, suddenly then becomes a leader of the free world and doesn't necessarily change his approach or his personality or how he leads or how he talks, how he communicates. Nothing. Doesn't do any of that. And that's the thing that I don't really, rate. Because I don't necessarily lean left or right anyway. I don't really vote or anything. I don't partake in all that nonsense. But the one thing that I thought was weird about the guy is that I guess it made sense with Trump because, you know, straight away when he went into power or when he got the hot seat, the Democrats were like hell bent on making sure they painted him out to be the second reincarnation of Hitler, right? They didn't give him any grace. They didn't give him any opportunity to try to redeem himself or to try to prove them wrong. They went in there like, he's the enemy. You have to get him out at all cost. But I also think he didn't try to bring the country together. There was no real approach to kind of bring everyone together and kind of get the people that don't like him at the table and try and work things out. He was like, hey, if you're my enemy, F you, and we're going to keep going on that way. And it kind of led to the overall division, which then maybe kind of led to the January 6th thing, who knows? But that was the overall problem of it. So you're allowed to start liking Trump as just a business cultural icon guy, the guy with all the hot Russian wives and all the, you know, young women that he's into, and the gold house and the gold cars and the massive buildings and the names all those skyscrapers and flying airplanes. You're allowed to like that. then when he becomes president and then he doesn't lead well or he's not very presidential, you also have to change your mind just based on that. And it doesn't even mean you lean left or right. It just means, hey, this guy's not really the best leader. He's not really bringing the country together. It's basically splitting us up even more. But of course, now with Biden in charge, if you're an American, you're probably looking at it thinking, you made all that noise about Trump being devil, and now you've got a guy in who is barely awake, right? He's barely flipping present, hanging on for dear life, and no other real option out there to kind of replace him. So bringing Trump back seems like a pretty viable option. I'm actually surprised he hasn't announced he's going to run again. I wonder why. Is it a legality thing? Do you have to announce it at a certain date? We've not heard any confirmation that he's going to rerun, is it? I'm not sure if he is going to rerun. I don't really just sure. Maybe they're going to just, like, you know, put all their weight behind fucking DeSantis or whatnot. But yeah, this weird thing he's saying about, oh, everyone loved Trump. Yeah, they did. They loved him when he wasn't their president. They loved him when he was fucking just a guy. Do you know what I mean? And then he kind of turned into the president, and then the same thing that he did when he was just a guy was a little bit dangerous when you're the president. You got your fucking finger on the, what they say there? Finger on a nuclear button, all that sort of stuff. But hey, what do I know?
But he could have been better at messaging. That's what I feel like the rhetoric was just unnecessary sometimes.
It was, but it's that frustration. It's like what I had to learn is like that thing I said with DEFCON. That was like me going Trump, you know, level. Right. You know, that was, you can't.
My favorite thing about Trump, though, my favorite thing about him, you know what it is? My favorite thing about Trump is the discontempt, right? The contempt he had for the media, labeling it fake media, fake news, and then doing that thing where he'd take questions on the fucking lawn with the helicopter in the background, blaring, spinning its fucking blades, and them shouting over the fucking engine and having to fight to get his attention, and him deciding who he would speak to and when he would speak to them, cutting them off when he wanted to. That to me was beautiful. He put the media in their place. I love that. I love he put the mainstream media in their place, because for a moment, I think those motherfuckers legitimately thought that they run things. So, I mean, that they were actually the ones kind of calling the shots. And he was like, no, you don't call the shots around here. I call the shots around here. I speak to my people when I want. And that's the thing that I thought was really strange as well, that whole thing of getting him banned off of Twitter. And it's like, you know, imagine getting a sitting president banned off all social media apps because you don't agree with what he says or you think he's mean. Like, absolutely wild. But I love the contempt he had for the media. That was absolutely brilliant. He really, really, really spun them for a loop. And that kind of Trump derangement syndrome thing was real. Do you know what I mean? People were literally, you know, kind of falling out with family members because they loved him. It's fucking insane how that happened. Absolutely insane. To go from someone like Barack, who everybody kind of universally loved in a way, then to go for someone like Trump, who was super divisive, was really interesting. Really interesting. People could argue, you know, Barack was divisive in some way, but hey, again, not political, not getting to all that sort of stuff, not my purview. Let's roll.
As you see, when we got warmed up, it's like a conversation where, even in the beginning, we'll see if we want to use stuff in the beginning, if it's any of the messaging.
Right, yeah, I definitely need another one.
That we want to put out, you know.
You ain't got me going, man.
The only possible way that I could have won, that I'm a win, the only possible way is for me to early on call out the Jewish media this early, right? Because they'll play nice with you.
Isn't that an oxymoron? Or am I bugging out? Saying the only way you're gonna win is to kind of call out the Jewish media when you say the Jewish media controls the media. How are you going to win then? This is the most horriblest way to try to win, no? You're pissing off the people who control the fucking satellites and the TVs. They closed down your bank account, mate. You had $140 million in there. They told you to go kick rocks. What makes you think they're going to let you get on TV and say what you want to say? Oh.
But I see him fucking with me, like the SoFi Stadium, like 78 media outlets calling me an abuser based off something Trevor Noah said, me being canceled from the Grammys, me being said, they saying that I said a racial slur because I said, Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya, talking about Trevor Noah. And then they kicked me off the Grammys, and I was slated to win Album of the Year for the first time in my life. It's my 10th album. It's the most #1s in Apple history, and I'm you know, an incredible artist. It reached at this point, and we don't even know who won Album of the Year. It got canceled by who? Jewish media. By the time 2020...
That's a bit nuts. If he got banned from going to flipping the Grammys for saying what he said, cool. But then if that affected his ability to win the award, that's insane. Like, they changed who won it based on what you do outside of music. If that was the case, you got to cancel mad different people. That's the thing I hate about cancel culture in general, personally, for me. It's that kind of stuff where it basically feels like they're pushing you to acquiesce and to think and to act a certain way if you want to win their awards, if you want to go to their events, if you want to get certain bits of recognition. It kind of feels like you have to play that game. And if you don't play the game, you get punished severely. And I think that's completely unfair.
24 runs around at Jewish media, they're going to be my friends, because you can't just go into the White House like Trump did and have the entire American media against you, because you can't get the work done. It's like having like 3 million Meek Mills at one time. At all times, every time you're talking, it's just Meek Mills, just talking shit about you. And you're trying to, you know, show that. When the last time you heard North Korea? You know what I'm saying?
What? Isn't he doing exactly the same thing? Trump didn't have the media on his side. Isn't he doing exactly the same thing by not having the media on his side? Alan N, I know absolutely nothing about American football, absolutely nothing. But I do know the Cowboys in general. What are the Cowboys? The Cowboys are what, is that Americans? Is that Americans team or something? So I'm always gonna go against America's team. I hate the favorites, so let me go for the Eagles. Fuck it, I don't know nothing about football, but I'll go for the Eagles. I don't know.
Trump did that. He came out the gate, boom. He did that. So I feel like that's like, for me as a musician, to mention the Jews is like North Korea for anyone else's career. And my dad said something to me, because my dad was proud of the shirt. He understood it. I was like, why you like that? He said, white lives matter. And he like, cry face, cry face. I said, why was that funny to you, Dad? My dad don't know none of my rap lyrics, nothing like that. He's political. He a genius. He like Steve Jobs. He got a water purification center in the DR. This nigga's smart, right?
Yeah, relax, Dominican people. Go ahead.
So our focus is water, right? Our second most important resource. Our second most important resource to knowledge is water. Our third is food. Our fourth is shelter.
Let me ask you: have you seen that guy that created that system that gets water out of the atmosphere?
Yeah, I met with him before, and we need that. We need every version of how we could take salt water out of the atmosphere. But right now in America, say one of the laws that
what the fuck is going on? Wasn't he just talking about getting the media on your side and talking about Trump, and now we're talking about water purification? Can someone explain to me what's happening?
I would change is it's illegal to collect rainwater in America.
What?
Illegal?
It's illegal?
It's illegal to collect rainwater.
You go to
in
every
America.
other country, they're collecting rainwater.
You know, people are controlling the water. You know, it's gonna be what T-shirt you wear, what political opinion, and who got beef with who. You ain't got no water.
Right.
You ain't got no life.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you, because you know, a lot of people they want to call me crazy. Running a marathon.
I wonder why. You were just talking about the president. Now it's nice water purification. Now it's crazy talk. I don't know. What's happening here?
If I got some short shorts on and a tank top and I'm sweating hard as hell, running down a street, running the wrong way down a freeway, then you're going to say that person is crazy. But if 100 other people do it with me, then it's a marathon.
That's a good way to put it.
Killed that.
Yeah.
Killed that.
God almighty, man. This is why Kanye is the way he is. He decided to make a clever analogy out of nowhere about what? The fact that he's not crazy because he's running a marathon. Huh? Everything you said, no one else has said. No one else has co-signed anything he's talking about. So this marathon analogy is absolutely redundant, isn't it? Or am I missing a point here completely? By the way, did Kanye get some new teeth done? Did he get a new set of Turkish chompers? I want to get these. I want to get some Turkish chompers. I want to get my things I want to get some Johnny Bravo, some fucking stacks. I mean,
so some of the stuff, I'm the first person that's saying it. Right. Or Candace Owens is the first person that's saying it. Right. Then another person sees it and say, I kind of feel.
Candace Owens is his fucking Maya Angelou, isn't it? What? Like what?
Floyd Mayweather might say, oh, I feel you. And then Steve Harvey might say, I feel where you're coming from. There's a lot of black conservatives. You know, the liberal agenda is to take God out of the homes and separate the families. With that, you're going to get mayhem. You're going to get Mad Max on the other side. The conservative agenda is still that God runs the world. And
what's that thing called? Dan Dotter. You know, it just said here, just Google the rainwater collection thing is legal. There are restrictions like some states though, like GA. The thing with Kanye is that he just puts stuff out there because he doesn't read. He just repeats talking points. So if you hear somebody smarter than him say something that's quite, you know, intelligent or on point or maybe sounds informed, you just rabbit it. So he's the kind of guy that, you know, the kind of dude who listens to podcasts and then just starts to repeat talking points from a podcast and act like as if he's researched that opinion thoroughly because he trusts the person who he's listening to have done the work for him. That's what Kanye does with his friends. He doesn't do any reading himself, like any additional reading, because he said already before he doesn't read books. He actually says it proudly, like, because I get what he means, like, oh, I don't read a single book, and look how successful I am, look how much of a genius I am, look how rich I am, which I get. It's a good thing to kind of like boast about. But on the other end of things, it also is a bit evident that he doesn't read because he cannot articulate himself. Every time he makes a point about something, he needs to come back around the second day and explain it. He needs to have a translator. He needs to have his PR come out and do it. His fans translate it. Like, it's never just a clear thing. You know what I mean? Even the DEFCON 3 tweet, it was pretty evident what he was trying to say. Then he came out and said, no, here's what I was actually trying to say. It's like, okay, if that's what you're trying to say, why not say it in the first place? Because he can't articulate himself for some reason. Genius artist, pretty good at rapping, you know, got bars for days, but somehow when it comes to speaking outside of rapping, he just hasn't got the ability to formulate his thoughts and opinions in a succinct way that kind of makes any sense. It's all kind of all over the shop. Really disappointing, to be fair, but hey, what can you do?
I'm Christian, and I feel like I got the best taste on the planet, so that's Jesus. I'm Jesus gang. But the Jewish people and the
Jesus gangs threaten people. Jesus gang goes out there and puts smut on people's name. Jesus gang antagonizes people. Jesus gang, you know, does all this nonsense, isn't it? That's what Jesus gang does. He's like the worst representation of a fucking Christian you could ever get, really, which is a good example. Because most of them are like that as well. The guys that kind of ask you to fucking give money to the church so they can buy aeroplanes to go and spread the word of Christ. The ones who are touching up people behind the scenes and abusing people and all this sort of nonsense. And it's all being protected under the cloak of like Christianity or religion or Catholicism or baptism, whatever it may be, or evangelical, whatever it is, whatever denomination. But that's really against everything that he stands for, or everything that the word of God will stand for, you think, right? You know, kind of, you know, bringing disrepute onto somebody's name, embarrassing people, all this sort of stuff is crazy. But hey, what can I do?
Muslims are all sons of Abraham also. And what Farrakhan would talk about right now is for the Jewish people. What I'm doing is I'm me too in the Jewish culture. I'm saying y'all got to stand up and admit to what y'all been doing. And y'all just got away with it for so long that y'all don't even realize what y'all doing.
What do they have to admit to, though? To being smart? To being a community of people who focus on, I don't know, finance and property and all this sort of stuff that gives them an outsized maybe influence in that sector kind of compared to their numbers, which is a little bit nuts, but it just is what it is. I don't know. What do you want them to do? That's what I want to know. What does he want the Jewish community to do? Can he kind of tell us? Does he want the Jewish community to give up their properties, to give him back, I don't know, to kind of reparations in terms of what? Slavery? Did the Jews own black slaves or something? Like, what is happening here? Can someone explain what he wants Jewish people to do? What has the Jewish community done in general that makes him so upset that he wants them to kind of, you know, get Me Too'd and to own up to their wrongs? He wants them to be in the same prison as fucking Harvey Weinstein. What have they actually done? Can someone tell me? apart from owning property and, you know, owning banking institution and plugging themselves into the seat of power, maybe that kind of, what's that called, soft power, right, where you're kind of behind the president or the prime minister, whispering into their ear, influencing things, playing kind of the, you know, house of cards games or whatnot, which is cool, isn't it? It's what you should be doing, isn't it? Why not get influence and power for your people, especially if you have such a horrible history with people trying to wipe you out in terms of the Holocaust? It makes sense why you'd react to that and be like, you know what, never again. We're going to instill ourselves in all parts of the fucking global infrastructure and make sure that we're all protected in one way or the other. It makes sense. Why the hell? I'm not going to read that in the comments, but why the hell is he, what does he want them to do? Please, someone tell me, what does he want the Jewish community to do? What should they do for Kanye? What should they do for black people? What should they do? I don't get this stuff. I don't get it. Does he want them to let him perform at their synagogues? Like, what's going on here?
And it's like, y'all can't fuck with me either because y'all behind that gated fence. Y'all soft. Y'all hands got soft. You ain't out here.
Yo, big up Mr. Singh. Good to see you, my friend.
Getting beat up every day like me. You ain't out here getting called crazy every day like me. You ain't out here getting your family snatched like me. You ain't out here half your culture getting aborted like me. You ain't out here getting outraged with false narratives like BLM like me. So for all the Jewish media, y'all want to sit down and have a conversation with me? Then let's have a conversation. But you ain't gonna send Harley Pasternak, Puff Daddy, Meek Mills, Kim Kardashian, none of the usual suspects.
So hold on. This Jewish agenda thing is one way they're trying to stifle black voices. Let me get this right. The Jewish community, or this kind of dark power, right? This kind of, you know, secret sect of the Jewish community have got this power and influence where they're trying to stifle black voices in Kanye's head. But at the same time, they are asking Meek Mill and Puff Daddy to go and attack him. What? So they want you dead, but then they're using your friends to come and like, make that make sense, please. I don't understand what's going on here.
And get me to stop talking. You're going to have to take my life. I don't care if you Black Mirror me. I don't care if you do some of the alternative, what the thing was, show me talking, saying somebody didn't say. I don't care if you have me fucking a goat on camera. I don't care what you do. I mean, you're going to have, yeah. And by the way, and if you take my life, there's gonna be some college kid, some young Ye, some young Pac that's gonna even go harder. It's gonna, y'all thought George Floyd was gonna send it up. If you took my life right now, you're gonna see something you never saw. So
he's the ultimate victim, innit? He loves being a victim. This is just his kind of modus operandi. And I'm seeing it a lot now because this is similar to what you get with fucking Wings of Redemption, all those kind of lolcows, right? And just recently, Boogie 9128, whatever his fucking name is, right? Invests all his money into crypto, boasts about being rich and, you know, living lavishly, even though he gets most of his money from flipping the charity of his flipping viewers. And then suddenly he loses it all in a dip and then expects his flipping fans to kind of pull him out of that hole. Right, entitlement, but then it's all kind of centered around him being a victim. One day you're the champion and you're the rich guy, the next day you're the flipping victim. This guy somehow thinks in his head he's got this weird combination of being a god complex, being a narcissist, and also being a victim at the same time. Like, it's a weird kind of thing to wrap her head around, because he would love nothing more than to be publicly attacked, to be martyred in a way, because it would vindicate everything he said, in the same way how he probably loves the fact that he's been banned or silenced from these flipping social media platforms, because it proves his quote unquote agenda. Like, absolutely, and like, not even insane, it's just really interesting how his brain just formulates these things. Really is interesting how he formulates. And again, it's more interesting because he's clearly a genius in some areas, but then he has this completely redacted side. But I guess it's the same with Elon Musk, isn't it? He just recently kind of walked back his threat to basically pull Starlink satellites from Ukraine because he fell out with a politician from Ukraine who kind of called him out on his BS. So he was going to allow one politician calling him out and basically taking the piss out of him and laughing at him online to basically jeopardize regular Ukrainians who are benefiting a lot from the Starlink satellites, which have somehow been able to kind of be impervious to hacking from the Russians. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wonder what it is about these guys who are geniuses in some areas of their life, but then have this completely redacted side about them that just you can't reconcile. Like, how did this guy that made these amazing albums and makes these cool shoes, makes these cool fashion shows, and puts on these amazing events and does these good live shows, also incredibly redacted in this one side? It's just a little bit hard to get your head around.
We might as well have a conversation because I love you. I love the media platform.
And we love Jewish people. And we love Jewish people. Love Jewish people.
But I'm very mad. Yeah. I have a problem. The conversation ain't over. It ain't, okay, yay, clarify. It ain't nothing to be clarified until we have a conversation. You got Jamie Lee Curtis on TV talking about, I hope they take his children away from him.
Yeah.
It's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
The queen is in the house.
But it can't be narrowed down to, like you're saying. You're saying Jewish media, but it's the media. There's people obviously in
I'm not narrowing down. Right. I want Jewish children to look at their daddy and say, why is Jay mad at us? I want all the kids that love my shoes and love my songs to say, why is Jay mad? What have you done to his people, to the darker Jews, to our brothers, that has Jay speaking up, that had Nick Cannon speaking up, that had Ice Cube speaking up? What'd you say?
Would you say blacks is Jews?
Blacks are Jews also.
We gotta say we love Jewish people then. We love Jewish people. We got great. I love Jewish people.
Okay, so I'm gonna be like,
my homie's a Nicaraguan Jew. His dad came from Poland, escaped the Holocaust, and his mom is Nicaraguan. He would be like, I don't know what's going on.
And by the way, we haven't escaped the Holocaust. We still in it. Plan B.
I knew he'd say that. I knew it. His refusal to acknowledge the Holocaust is quite interesting because I want them to press him on the Holocaust stuff. Like, why don't you accept that maybe what you're saying is quite dangerous considering what the Jewish community have gone through with the Holocaust, right? This kind of rhetoric that you're spewing out there, which is essentially piling on hate to a community who has kind of suffered with a lot of that hate in previous years or previous generations, previous centuries. Like, what are your real thoughts on the Holocaust? I want him to pin him down. Like, tell us what you think about the Holocaust. You said some wild shit.
Planned Parenthood, we are still in the Holocaust. Even the information put in our music, the toxicity put in our music, is nothing promoting the idea of a king taking care of a queen and then taking care of the future kings and the future queens. It's just us talking about killing each other and Jewish people getting paid off of it. So I could be like a parent that I got a belt, so it's like, bow, I love you, but bow. It's I love you, but it's still up. It's up until we get it fixed. Until we get it fixed. It's not no, oh, we're going to calm down because you done fucked with me.
I also think it's interesting that he thinks he's the one that's going to fix it. Like, he's the sound, rational mind in this conversation. Maybe there is a conversation to be had for what he's speaking about, but is Kanye really the one to lead the conversation in any way, shape, or form? Let's be honest.
Ain't a fuck with my people too much. And you could throw whatever tag you want. You could call me a racist. You can call me everything already. Right. What I got to lose? My 6-year-old son came to choir practice and said, why I gotta sing? I'm not even going to your school. This is a billionaire a male billionaire with the face of Kim Kardashian. If he's saying that to me now, who is he at 16? Who is he at 26? By 26, he might be in jail because I can't say nothing to him because they took me out the house.
So he's upset. Hold on. So he's ranting and raving at us for his household being in disarray. His kids not listening to him. He's what? Which one's that one? Is that Baby Ye, Saint? I guess he's talking about, right? Is saying, why should I sing if I don't go to a school? Basically, you know, telling him to like leave him alone, kind of thing. Why is it our problem? We didn't do nothing to your kids. We didn't make him not want to sing your songs and be part of the flipping Sunday service or Sunday choir thing that you're doing. Go sort that out with your wife, innit? Go get that handled with your own family. Why should it be our issue? Why should we have to be participating in your marital and family affairs out loud? I don't understand this. Why should we suffer for it? Why should we have to hear your rantings and ravings off the back of it if it's an issue to do with your family? Go deal with that in private. Like, why does it have to do with us, really? Like, we all deal with our family issues in private. We don't crowdsource the flipping world to sort out how we discipline or how we raise our children. Like, huh? What the hell is this? It's such a weird anecdote to share. My kid doesn't want to kind of join in the choir because he doesn't go to my school. It's like, and? I don't know, go speak to his mum, innit?
Deep.
No, it definitely needs you, bro.
Do we dare do quick time with slime?
Do we dare do it, you say?
All right, quick time with slime. Listen, man. Listen, man. Ye know our show is about celebrating. He celebrated and we doing both. This is what I'm talking about. But Ye, this is why, you know, look. This is quick time. You played this game before.
Is this Duce in here?
That should be. It should be Duce. It's a black man drink, goddammit. Drink it up.
This Duce is delicious. This Duce is brought to you by my brother Hove.
That's right.
Courtesy of the throne.
That's right.
Part 2
Throne.
coming soon. Hint, hint. That's how. That's it. All right, go.
All right, yeah. Can you explain him the rules of the game? He knows the rules of the game.
Yeah.
All right, it's quick time with slime. We're gonna give you 2 choices.
You pick one.
You pick one.
If you don't pick one, then we're drinking.
But we drink with you. Okay.
Can you imagine when Jay-Z and Beyonce support me in 24?
Yeah.
There'd be no way to lose.
In 2024.
Be no way to lose when we come together.
We in. All right.
Okay.
All right, we in. You ready?
Yeah.
Cool G rap or Big Pun?
I like both.
Take a shot. Salud.
Hey man, cause you know the thing is, Jay
You gotta take the
Electronica.
shot. You ain't gonna get away with that. This is drink champs.
You
took a shot?
No, you drank. You drank.
It's delicious. Did I mention that this Duce goes good after a workout?
They're laughing at shit that isn't even that funny. This is the issue with being around somebody that's such an icon and such a genius and such a fucking celebrity. Their star is so bright that it kind of excuses all the nonsense. They're all kind of absorbed and kind of enamored with him just being in their presence. They're all just smiling because they're in the presence of fucking Kanye West, even though what he's saying is redacted, and even though this is kind of taking advantage of him being in their somewhat compromised mental state. Maybe. I don't necessarily agree with the whole he's suffering from a mental illness and stuff. I think personally that he's just being a CUNT because he can be a CUNT, especially after watching that documentary. I know the documentary is only a small segment of his life and it's kind of been edited in a way, but that documentary called Last Week was really, really enlightening because it showed him just being a normal guy, doing business day to day, negotiating things, obviously antagonizing the Ada stuff, but for going to watch his daughter play basketball, co-parenting with Kim in a way, hanging out with his staff members, setting up his studio in his head office and stuff, talking about buying other companies. He was like, clear-headed, sounded pretty clear in what he was saying, just sounded like a proper businessman, like an entrepreneur, like a creative director. Then he suddenly goes on these shows and he kind of starts ranting, raving and starts talking off the chain. So I think that's just him trying to be trying to be a provocateur and piss people off in general, in my opinion. But hey, what do I know? People are saying, oh, is that Tiger Fick? No, I don't think there's no Tiger Fick on that table. Let's just keep it a buck. Tiger Fick is not going to exist on that table whatsoever. It would be funny if Kanye saw the Tiger Fick bottle on the label and he's like, what the hell is this shit? Why is that label so big? Why does it look like soy sauce?
I ain't gonna lie, you like your cognac. You like your cognac.
Yeah, that's my.
And tequila sometimes.
I think it's kind of like my name a little bit, my older name.
Wait, he was gonna explain
Kanye.
the big pun. And...
No, but Jay Electronica hit me. He was like, yo, I actually wrote with Nas before. You know what I'm saying? When I said Nas over Jay Electronica. So, God said for us to not compare each other amongst ourselves. So when I compare the greatness of Coogee Rap and the greatness of Big Pun,
which was inspired by Coogee Rap,
then it's not godly. You know what I'm saying? Like I know Ross said, God forgives, I don't. I'm forgiven. I forgive everybody. I forgive the Clintons. I forgive John Legend for wearing them bum ass sweaters. I forgive.
That's hilarious. I want to see it. Let's see John Legend. What is he talking about? What's just John Legend known to wear these sweaters? What is it? John Legend sweaters. What? That's what... Oh, he does. It's a thing. Look, it's a thing. John Legend wears bum-ass sweaters, I guess. It's a thing. I didn't notice it. I didn't notice this, actually. He actually does wear horrible sweaters. Holy shit. Look. There's a selection of them. John Legend. I just wrote John Legend sweaters, and look what you get. That's the thing with Kanye. He's really mean. When he wants to be mean, he can be super, super mean. Look at all these horrendous sweaters he's wearing. This is like proper, like, what's that thing that guy said, what's that guy that was on Try Guys, like, recently got caught for cheating? It's a term they call people like this, right? Guys who always hang around their wives. You know, the kind of guy that doesn't really have many male friends, doesn't watch the game. He's just always kind of around to do TikToks with his wife and be doting to her. You know, that kind of annoying dude that's just a perfect boyfriend, a perfect husband. What do they call them? I think they call them like husband wives or wife husband. Is that what they call them? Husband wife, wife husband? He's like the archetype of one of those kind of guys, right? Perfectly innocent, perfectly devoted, the kind of guy who would tell you, oh, you're having too much to drink and want to put you in an Uber, even though you're out with the lads, like, shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? Order some more drinks, you know what I mean? Put a flipping 10 in the flipping, you know what I mean? Like, he sounds like those kind of dudes. He comes across like that kind of dude. But I didn't know that he actually was known for wearing horrible sweaters. This is incredible. Kanye's insults are legendary. The best one still for this day is Chris Jong-un. Chris Jong-un, he said, yeah. That was a fucking incredible play on words. But look at the sweaters. There's like a selection of horrible John Legend sweaters. He's known for wearing these horrendous things. There's not a single t-shirt here. One t-shirt there. All sweaters. Shit. God damn, John Legend. What an incredible looking person, no? Yeah, Casablanca fucking sucks ass, man. It started off like a pretty decent brand, pretty aspirational, and all that sort of stuff. Escapism looked into it, but now it's just turned into a horrible pastiche of itself. Casablanca's like the core version of Philip Plin, in a way. It's just kind of gauche, nouveau riche type of nonsense sort of stuff. It doesn't. It's a Casablanca type. It's a kind of brand people wear who don't actually go to Europe. You know what I mean? People who don't actually travel to parts of Europe, who want to look like they're Mediterranean and look like they're wealthy, would wear Casablanca to make it look like they went to fucking Santorini or something when they just bought the fucking thing on the internet. But yeah, I hate Casablanca, honestly.
I forgive him. He's forgiven.
Big Sean, forgive
May
Big
they all
Sean.
be forgiven. I forgive
Big Sean.
I forgive Big Sean for not being able to make the choice between braids or a beard. Choose one. I forgive.
Oh, he said Big Sean needs to make a choice between braids and a beard. Oh my god. Big Sean braids. Ah, okay, so I guess it's a thing. If you wear braids... Sorry, I didn't recognize this as a thing. I guess this is a thing that he says that you're meant to... If you're meant to wear braids as a black person, you're meant to choose between braids and beard. You're not meant to have braids and a beard. Because I guess what? It makes your face look... I don't know. I don't know why he's saying that. Why can't you have both? I don't understand. Does it look weird that he has a beard and braids? Because the only person I can think of who doesn't have a beard with their braids is ASAP Rocky, right? ASAP Rocky is pretty clean shaven, but ASAP Rocky looks like the type of person that can't grow a beard anyway. In my look, I got very guilty, right? He doesn't look like he can grow a beard, so I think ASAP Rocky, that's why he doesn't have a beard. But he's the only person I can think of who has braids and doesn't have any beard, and obviously Travis Scott also. But I don't understand why you can't have both. Does it look weird to you guys if somebody has a beard and has braids? Obviously, look, I have fucking massive hair and I have a beard, so maybe that's a kind of example of it. Choose one. He's so fucking mean, isn't it? He really is the meanest guy in the world. Like, Kanye West is so mean. Choose one. Oh.
Give.
Who else you forgive? That's it?
Everybody I ever, you know what I'm saying? I forgive everyone. I forgive Bob Iger. I forgive the left party. I forgive the Jewish media for creating the Ye's crazy narrative and, you know, buying up the black voice and bullying us and creating a mob culture to scare people that anytime they bring up that a contract was wrong is labeled anti-Semite as a way to disable people from their truth. I forgive the Jewish culture for that.
Okay.
All right, next.
All right, next question. All right, next question. Okay. College dropout or late registration?
Okay, so since it's, but you know, I'm gonna say that, and then there'll be fans that like means this to me. I'm gonna say that I feel that my two offerings that I was the least enthusiastic about, in a way, after the fact, were late registration and the song Power, because I felt like I filled in the blanks too much. It was like black man votes Democrat kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's the obvious. Like when you heard Power, you had actually heard it before from me, right? Because it had the drums from crack music. It kind of sounded like Amazing. You know what I'm saying? It was just like me bringing everything you know I could bring at the same time. Whereas when you heard Love Like Down, hey, 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 don't say you will, you will. You know, that's Drake.
That's what all the tunes, bitches.
That's Drake. I told you I buy a house.
Right.
I do something different. I'm on some super rich shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love it. All right.
once you my girlfriend, you always my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Okay. Sure. Low End Theory or Midnight Marauders?
Dum 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 dum. Back in the days of the Boulevard of London.
Look at how much, look at how likable and personable he is when he starts talking about music. When he starts talking about fashion, when he starts talking about sneakers, when he starts talking about live shows and whatnot. I think there was one quote where he said something quite cool, where he was like, "Oh, when we're in the studio, we're putting people on our walls of who we're trying to attack, like who we're going for, who we're coming at their next for, what's the kind of level, what's the top tier of the thing that we're trying to attack." And I think he said for live shows, he's looking at Bad Bunny. And obviously, you know, I love fucking Bad Bunny. And he was like, oh, that guy's got one of the best live shows out there. He's putting on some of the best arena shows, right? In terms of performance, in terms of sound, acoustic shows, whatever it may be. So they're looking at that as a sort of barometer of the bar. So you hear that, you're like, wow, cool, inspiring. You hear him talking about old school hip hop. You hear him talking about albums that inspired him. Talking about his own discography. Cool, amazing. My man starts talking about Jewish media conglomerate stuff and Planned Parenthood and BLM and stuff that's not in his purview, not in his wheelhouse. All of a sudden, count me out. So it's just funny how that can switch so quickly, which maybe explains why people can be so hot and cold on him and why he can divide opinion so easily the way he does. I don't know, but it's just interesting how I like him way more this version than I do the previous version. But you know, again, that's selfish because you know he can talk about what he wants to talk about. Yeah, for me, 808s and Heartbreak is definitely my all-time favorite Kanye album for sure. And weirdly enough, I'm one of those weird people who really likes Yeezus, because I think because I'm a big fan of artists taking chances and being brave and putting out something that they know is going to piss off their fans, but it's going to be looked back upon, you know, later on down the years as something monumental, as changing sort of culture. And I think that sound that he put out, how abrasiveness, the shortness of the album, I think it was 10 tracks only, the concept around the artwork, the activation around it was incredible. So for me, 808s and Heartbreak and Yeezus are top tier albums for me, even more so than My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which obviously is a masterpiece. It's like a flipping score in itself. But in terms of what impacted me and what I listened to or what impacted culture, I feel like 808s and Heartbreak and Yeezus were, you know, era defining. You know what I mean? They basically cemented him as an artist, inspired loads of people coming up underneath him. Like, just 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
It was the abstract, me the 5-footer. Hey, you on point, EA?
Yes, I am, G. You on point? You on point, EA?
Yeah, I am, Nori.
Come on.
Which one?
Where we at? So we didn't answer that.
No, he answered. I'm saying, which one?
I did answer because I did what jumped out my body. What jumped out my body was that bass line.
Because you're a tribe kid. Like, if you think about it, like, if you look at, like, the superstars of nowadays, you, Pharrell, is from the tribe / native.
Lauryn Hill, Fugees.
Lauryn Hill, Fugees.
But think about my personality, right? Is my personality
He on the world tour.
Yeah, or is my personality That's me every time I do it.
Theory.
Get money in the bank. You know, that's that pocket right there.
Heavy bass line.
I made the whole beat right now.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, all right. Public Enemy or NWA?
This is both. I don't know. Both to me, at least.
You got your shot ready?
But then Cube started working with
Public Enemy.
Public Enemy.
Yeah. With the Ball
So it's an
Squad.
oxymoron. I just take a
You know,
shot.
I'm
for
down
both.
with the PE. Now every
That was
single
a
bitch
game
want to see me.
changer. America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, you know, Cube's really set me up for this. You know what I mean? It's like you really influenced me to get on this anti-Semite, you know, vibe, and I'm here to finish.
He just reset the room. He just baited up Ice Cube by saying that he's getting all his anti-Semite vibes and flipping talking points from him, and just reminding people what time he's on clearly, with calmness. You know what I mean? I'm an anti-Semite. Kanye is the best. Just as it was going well and everyone started to like him in the room and everyone was kind of relaxing, he made everybody uncomfortable again. Brilliant.
Finish the job. I'm here to not back down. They should have never let you niggas get money. My dad said, you know, what the leftists say about, they still call me Kanye West, what the leftists say about Ye is, he's dangerous because he's rich.
You know that thing what he keeps, because he takes it as like a microaggression, right? He takes it as a disrespect. But even when I title my videos and I put Kanye West on my clips, I don't do it as a disrespect. I do it because most people don't refer to him as Ye. Most people refer to him as Kanye West. The Ye thing is mostly for like fans, right? Like actual fans, like stans and stuff, and fan accounts. They kind of, you know, call him that and shit. But for the most part, people just call him Kanye West because that's what they know him to be for all these years. They don't necessarily get the name change, you know, whatever. It wasn't necessarily something that was, you know, there wasn't a big announcement around it. He didn't go around having interviews telling people about stuff. It's just something that he kind of did on his own, was kind of put out there and confirmed, whatnot. But it wasn't, you know, I don't know. There wasn't any big push behind him wanting to only be known by that. And people, even though if you're in the SEO type of vibe and you want to make sure people can see your videos and click them and whatnot, putting his name as Kanye just seems a little bit more easier in terms of people to find it. But he takes it as a slight, of course, because it's Kanye. You know what I mean? If you disagree with his shirt, it's a slight. Even though he made the shirt to be provocative, like, just, he's an incredible dude, man. I love how his mind works.
I mean, what did Little Kim say? What did Pac say?
Yeah, see, someone said, Natasha Ski said, I won't, he would always be Kanye West to me. It's like, yeah, he is.
You know, I'm thinking about like Money, Power, Respect. How did she start the song?
Key to life.
Yeah.
Money, power.
First you get
the money.
Yeah.
Then you get the power.
Yeah.
And then you get...
And that's the whole thing with the Jewish media. My thing is, hey, I love Irvin Azoff. Y'all just got to respect me and my people in a different kind of way. We're you. And the Jewish people, after the Holocaust, they said it's never again. And they went and they got their respect. And I respect Jewish people for that, right? But we in the championships of life, right? And I'm telling the Jewish people like this, I need my ring too.
Who the fuck is Irving Azoff? He's naming all these people. Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is Irving Azoff? American executive. Irving Azoff is an entertainment executive and chairman of Full Stop Management, which represents recording artists. Since September 2013, he was the chairman and CEO of Azoff MSG Entertainment, a venture with the Madison Square Garden Company. God damn it, this guy must be paped up. Spouse, Shell Azoff. Children. These children must be absolutely balling out of control. What's Alison Statter doing? Alison Statter is some sort of, what is she? She's a CEO of Blended Strategy. Imagine being the child of fucking Irving Azoff. That must be a good life, innit? Let's see what the children are getting up to. Let's see what these rich trust fund kids are up to. Let's see. Alison Statter, what do? You are mum and wife and a CEO of Blended Strategy. What is Blended Strategy? Let's hover over this. Hope it will come up. What the fuck is Blended Strategy? Can we see it, or we have to click the profile? I don't care. I guess it's some sort of events company. All right. Alison Statter looks a little bit like Amy Schumer, living her life, doing her thing. Congratulations to her. Let's see what the other kids are up to. Jeffrey Azoff, what is he up to? Jeffrey Azoff is a CEO of Hypebeast. Really? Jesus. He works in fucking what do you call it? BTS. Okay, he's full-time manager. Okay, recording artist as well. Okay, he manages, I think, U2 or something. So he's in the music industry. Who does it here? Who does he manage? He left Live Nation by agreeing to CEO deal. His company, of course, Jesus Christ, includes Harry Styles. Look who his kids represent. One of his kids is an agent to Harry Styles, Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, and Lizzo. Holy shit. These people are fucking next level influential. Let's see what Cameron Azoff does. Cameron Azoff, 68,000 follow. What is this? Let's see what he gets up to. C Azoff. I'm seeing property. Maybe he's an estate. Maybe he's a property developer. Maybe he's a really high class flipping estate agent. Maybe he just lives in fancy houses. Let's see what he does. No idea. Oh, he works at Apple and Beats, maybe. That's probably, he's got that in his bio, right? He works at Apple and Beats and plays golf and hangs out with his pets and just lives a nice, calm, easy life. He looks like the chillest one in the family. He looks like somebody you could have a beer with. The kind of kid who you wouldn't realize is really, really rich, but is, you know? That kind of looks like it. And then the last one to check out is, who is it on the list of kids here? Is Jay Azoff. Let's see what Jay's Azoff. Hopefully it's not underage person. Okay, cool. Thank God. Jay Azoff is a doctor. Is it? Is it here? I don't know. Let's see what Jay Azoff gets up to. Jay Azoff. What does she do? Come on, Jay Azoff. Let's see what you do. Give us something. Come on, load for goodness sake. My computer's so slow. Jay Azoff is some sort of academic, maybe? No? An agent? Don't know. They're incredibly white, aren't they? Fucking hell, mate. You couldn't get more Caucasian if you tried, innit? Fucking hell. No? Don't they all look like each other? Oh, my bugging. Do they look like their siblings? All three of them. Oh, my bugging out. Big up Jada. Beautiful family. Bank accounts fucking loaded. Everyone, look at the kids. Just smiling, carefree, living the best life, no? That's what you want for your children, right? Actually, let's not get them up on there because I don't want pictures of fucking underage kids on my fucking stream. Let's not do that. Let's go back to the fucking video, see what he's saying.
I'm the best out here. I'm getting my fourth ring just like how Curry said. That's what y'all need to understand. We're going to pull these people together. Puff told me today, he texted me, he said, buy a bank. I said, I don't know how. Can you show me?
Killer
so
Mike
the
got a
next
bank.
time,
Bank with that blank. Yeah,
Killer Mike got a bank?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike
Black
got a
Bank
bank.
in Georgia, right?
Okay,
He works with them,
there
yeah.
we go. So now we sharing the information.
Right.
That's how we gonna get it. So the next time you see me and Puff together, we're gonna be buying a bank.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
And wait, and to clarify, because you said
After he threatened Puff and told him to come and beat earlier.
on an anti-Semite vibe, meaning that's what they're saying that you are on.
They're saying
Not
that because
you're not saying
You're
I'm
not on,
anti-Semite.
But they said we a nigga and we started to believe it. You know, they said we crazy. They said I'm crazy, started to believe it. So whatever you want to call me, I'm going to embrace that and keep moving. I'm gonna just be like a snowball. When a snowball's going down a hill, it don't say, I can't accept this tree. I can't accept this snow. I can't accept this dirt. I'm gonna take the tree, the snow, the dirt, and just get bigger till I roll over your ass.
Holy shit.
Okay.
That's one way of explaining it.
How do we go to this next one? Biden or Trump?
I mean, I already know what he is. Maybe he says both. He gonna be like both.
Don't think because I went to sleep and acted like I was dead that I was saying Biden.
I said that in the last episode. It didn't come out yet. I didn't say that.
Let me tell you what. I'm gonna tell you guys. We're never gonna get fooled again. Kamala Harris is our never again. When they added her in as the vice president, the Democrats got 96% of the black female vote. You would have thought Drake was running.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Kamala Harris is our never again. We're never gonna be fooled just because you put in this like very attractive. I am single, Kamala. Now, you
shit got weird. Go ahead, yeah. You walked for that one. Nigga like Kamala fucked up. He left you
I'll holler though.
We won't talk about politics.
Do we think Kamala Harris is hot? This guy's got an interesting taste in women, innit? Is Kamala Harris even hot like that? I just see like a mum, a lady with like a silk press. She's got that annoying dance thing that she does. It's fucking pissing me off, and that fucking cackle. Do you guys think she's hot? Would you guys in the chat? Would you give the opportunity? Would you attempt to slide in Kamala Harris's DMs or get all up in that silk press? She looks like she's fucking offed a couple of people in it, right? She's put in that fucking hit. Got the kind of nice open smile, nice eyes, but then behind your back, she told the security, please push him off a bridge. I don't know. I don't get the Kamala Harris thing, personally. I don't get it. I'm more, you know who I'm more of? I'm not Kamala Harris person. You know who I'm more of? Woo, give me a bit of this lady. I'll take a little bit of Sarah Palin, bruv. I will take a bit of Sarah Palin. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Give me Sarah Palin. I will go to town on the Palin, brother. I will go to absolute town. This is me all day long. Give me a bit of Sarah Palin, brother. Give me a Palin. She's a bad bee. Bit evil, a little bit mean. She's got that really waspy, ranchy, annoying voice, right? Probably keeps a gun under her pillow. This is what I'm on, brother. This is what I'm on. Give me a little bit of that. Look at that American sweetheart right there. Woo! We going. We're up, baby. We're up.
We're just gonna hang, drink some juice.
Come on, we ain't doing the juice. What's up? I don't know.
Oh, oops. Let me go back again.
Cocooning or breaking out of a.
Well, it's here, right? There's something 101 about there. No, let's go back again. Here. What was it there?
We won't talk about politics. We're just gonna hang, drink some juice.
Come on, we ain't doing the juice. What's up? I don't know. I want to say boozy line.
Nah, what I'm saying is, I might buy a house. Once you're my girlfriend, you're always my girlfriend, Kamala.
What? Yo, I didn't know where this was going.
The talking points on this are mad, isn't it? Kanye thinking George Floyd died because of what's the thing called? Fentanyl. Him proposing that he wants to smash Kamala Harris. Like crazy talking points out of this, isn't it? Yeah, everyone's saying the same thing. White beard guy is amazing. Everyone hate white beard guy.
I didn't know this was going.
But I know why she gonna watch it. She gonna want to go,
I was actually looking at the spot in Napa and.
Oh my God.
No, we're wrong for that. We're wrong already. We're going.
All right, next question.
Where Ye at this weekend?
Oh,
He
what
in
did
Napa?
he pick?
He did. He obviously
He
didn't
obviously
pick
picked
Biden.
Trump, right? Biden and Trump.
Yeah, Trump.
Okay,
He
okay.
cool. He cool for now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe neither of those works there too.
All right. Dungeon Family or Wu-Tang Clan?
Oh,
You
okay.
know, see, it's ungodly. Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.
Right.
Come on, man. This is like Tony Stark's.
Right.
This the drip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I got to say, the Wu-Tang videos had me spending a lot more money than I needed to. Me and Don C was buying new Timbs,
Right.
new puffer jackets,
Right.
fitted hats,
Right.
white tees, wallabies.
Right.
And then, because it looked like every day was a video.
Right.
Then I got to like New York and I seen Dirty Timbs. I called Free Up. I said, I didn't know niggas had Dirty Timbs in New York. I done spent all this money on a fresh pair of Timbs. I couldn't let my Timbs go more than 3 days.
Yeah.
If my Timbs got a scuff on them, I'm in the meeting.
Yeah.
Meeting adjourned. I need a new pair of Timbs.
Yes,
I'll be
yeah.
back. And I carry the Timbs in a plastic bag, put them on in the meeting. Now let's continue the conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
No, this is the DJ. Well, I gotta do the
You
DJ.
got to do this. I'm sorry. You're correct.
Khaled or drama?
This is a big thing on the social media right now.
Yeah.
Because drama want beef with DJ Khaled, and
You know I'm gonna say Khaled because he brought me to his house and just the energy and just the
Right.
positivity and everything. And just we got more records together. We got Grammy
Facts.
Family together. We got
Recently, you
Yeah.
did the remix joint, right?
Eminem. You got a record with Eminem on this.
That's
too.
the-
yeah,
yeah.
but it wasn't me. See, I'm sitting there, you know what I'm saying? It was anybody that's ever been through a divorce, it's a difficult thing. Because your baby mama gonna play with you. Like when we did the Donda 2 thing, when my kids came on a plane, after they was on a plane, Kim texted me and said, North's not on a plane. And knowing my personality, you know what I'm saying, that could affect my show. So
Right,
baby mama
right.
is across the world, not just me like on some billionaire.
That's the Gemini shit. I
Yeah.
can't attest to that.
And but everybody goes through a lot of that type of. I just thought about,
By the way, for that answer, I'd go for DJ Drama all the time. Gangsta Grills has a far better with Gangsta Grills, he has a far better discography than DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled might have a few singles here and there, but overall his work, especially the latest album, God Did, it was so terrible. He has all these amazing features, and then the actual album was horrible. The best track I think on God Did, if I'm mistaken, if I'm check my phone, the best track on there that I actually like was the reggae track, the Bashment one, that had flipping, what's it called on it? Let me see. That was actually the best track on there. I'm pretty sure that I liked. Which one was it? I'm not sure which one it was. But there's a reggae track on here that's got loads of reggae artists and stuff on there. That was actually the best track on the album. The rest of it was absolutely horrendous. And he has so many good features on there, or people that you would assume to be, put in a decent feature. But the album was pretty terrible. Was it Family Good? I'm not too sure if it was that one. Let me see if it was that one. Who's the feature listed on that one? Come on, let me show you. Ghana. Nope, that's not that one. But there's one on there anyway. There's a reggae track. I'm sure you guys will find it. But yeah, Gangsta Grills is a far better stuff. Like Gangsta Grills, Drama just hosted a tape recently with this artist called Simba, this new rapper who I'm kind of a big fan of. That tape is hard as nails. He's got that tape with fucking Tyler the Creator that's fucking hard as fuck. Like, he's got some stuff in his collection. Obviously, the old school stuff is pretty fantastic. DJ Drama 100% is the one. DJ Drama is 100% the one, for sure.
All the time when I thought me and Kim were gonna get a divorce, like throughout our relationship, I always thought about Big Boy, man. He really told me what it really was on I Choose You.
Oh,
Like-
it's about Outkast. I was thinking about Big Boy Radio.
Like,
Okay.
your baby's mama don't like me. They try to come to the studio, try to come and fight me and blah, blah. And then when he
that's
said,
Sorry, Miss Jackson, right? Yeah.
okay, but then also he says, better pick the right one or pick the kiddies up. And the whole time I'm like, this rap is just rolling through my head like a mantra of what it, So, and I still be in my head like, maybe one day our family could get back together. You know, like Shelly Azoff left Irvin twice. Shelly left twice.
You talking about Irvin Magic Johnson?
No, Irvin Azoff.
Oh, I don't even.
That's Kim's. That's Kim.
I'm black. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
Baby bees.
Yeah.
Irvin Azoff is a. Watch this. I'm not even saying this to backtrack. This is a good friend of mine. He's a mentor of mine. He's basically the same video game character as me, and he's Jewish. And his wife is. They're like Kim is like their goddaughter, and his wife is somebody that Kim always looked up to also.
Jesus Christ, man, these families are so into the money and the who's fuck is Shelly Azoff? What the fuck does she do? These things are so. It's incredible how these things are all linked, isn't it? What does Shelly Azoff do? Has she even got a fucking thing? Spouse? What does she get up to? Let's see. We don't know. She's just a wife of some. What is she famous for? Let's see this question. She's a wife and famed music manager, and managing. So what? Is that it? She must do something. She's a feared music. Yeah, she's just a wife of a really influential person. Why does Kim Kardashian look up to this lady then? I don't understand. Because she's married to a very influential person in the field. I don't understand this. I guess it's something behind the scenes that we don't get. Oh, look, see, there's a picture of Kim with Shelly Azoff. I don't get why this is. Yeah, I don't understand it personally. And you know what? I don't care.
But Irvin Azoff ran MCA Records.
Okay.
And he merged, I think it was Ticketmaster and Live Nation.
Oh,
it was
shit.
something that people had never seen done. He's building this giant, like, sphere in Vegas. This performance venue is incredible. And he's, like, really just somebody I always look up to. And every time, you know, I go up on Instagram and I'm going to get my contracts, I always say this is the spirit of Ice Cube and this is also the spirit of Irving. Because Irving, like, when he had, like, you know, he was legend. You know, I think he had some where somebody was messing with Shelly and he, like, broke their car and, like, threw a gallon of piss in the car or some shit, like on some, like, real, like, proper, like, wild out shit, like some shit I'll be on, you know?
Okay.
So I just think, like...
You said he's passed though? Because you said he...
No, he's not passed. No, he's living.
So you still talk to him?
Yeah.
So what says he's your Jewish friend, what does he say to you? Anything in terms of what's going on?
I'm sure he's reading the paper, like, laughing, thinking it's funny and shit, thinking it's lit, thinking it's that, because, like, who lit? Who lit?
Right.
Tell me, who lit? I know, I want to know. Like,
Drink Champs lit.
Who lit? Yeah, exactly. Drink Champs lit.
Drink Champs lit. Hold on, but let's move. Only built for Cuban links or the infamous?
Yes, only built for. I didn't have to hit rest. I didn't got hit rest.
Come on, the infamous.
Only built for.
The infamous.
Okay.
They both super classics.
Only built for Cuban links? You going with that? Sticking with that?
And the infamous is the other one.
Okay, somebody's telling me in the comments about flipping Irving Azoff. Sorry, I missed your flipping comment there, my friend. Please bear with me. Algorithm said Irving Azoff, executive officer, Ticketmaster Entertainment, has been enforced in the music industry for 30 years. He has been the artist manager of variety music groups, Eagles, Christian Aguilera, Neil Diamond, Guns N' Roses, and he headed MTA Records in the 90s. Oh yeah, that's fine, but I want to know what Shelly does. Why does Kim Kardashian look up to Shelly so much? Because maybe she was the wife of somebody influential, because it's hard to be a spouse of somebody who does that kind of job. I don't know. It didn't really, there was nothing really. What Sleeping Buddha said is true. Rich people are borderline inbred, innit? They really do keep the wealth amongst each other. It's kind of funny because the way rich people keep their wealth is the same way that Kanye is getting annoyed that Jewish people do it, right? It's all kind of kept within their little core group of friends, right? They recommend somebody, they bring in a cousin, a kid, a friend of a friend, an associate, a business partner gets I mean, it's same thing the Jewish community do. So I don't know why he's so upset about one people doing it, other people doing it. It doesn't really make any sense, really. Kim and Irving framed OJ. You guys are dumb.
Infamous is the other one.
Both super classics.
I remember Havoc came to my crib.
Also, I get the feeling Kanye doesn't really mess with Eminem too much. When he mentioned he did that track with Eminem on Khaled's album, I don't think Kanye knew his verse was going to be on an Eminem track. I don't think he rates Eminem personally. I think they've got issues.
You know, because Famous, we played earlier, Havoc did the drums for that.
I made that bitch famous.
I made that bitch famous. Now, before the Me Too movement, I remember I had it, and the lyrics said, you know, there's a lot of movements out here. Right. You know, the movements is the treadmill hustle. Right. So Havoc came on my crib, and it's always like, Drake is like, I got the bigger pool, I got this, that, blah, blah. You know, Corey asked me, was he with the baby mama's mama? You know, so this is true. I have no reason to lie. So, and I don't like Corey, so I have no reason to lie for him. No, the funny thing is I actually do like Corey because it's his job to be likable. That's how he makes it in like that. So I asked,
what's the problem with Corey Gamble being likable? I know he looks like a guy that's clearly tried to mold his personal style on Kanye. Where is he? Corey Gamble, right? I don't get why Kanye detests people who are likable. I guess because he's so unlikable. Some people's role in life is just to kind of, because what Kanye said is interesting. He said this guy came into the picture some way because, I don't know if this exists. Have you guys heard of a male nanny? It's called a manny. And I've never heard of a male nanny that's also a black dude. It's one thing having a male nanny, but I would imagine it's like, you know, somebody quite like, you know, I wouldn't say, someone that's not intimidating, or someone that doesn't look too like, you know, outlandish, like maybe like a really meek kind of Southeast Asian person, or maybe a really meek, quiet white person. You know what I mean? You'd imagine someone like that being a manny, but you wouldn't imagine like a black dude being a manny, really, truly, like a big black dude. So allegedly he slipped in being a manny to Kylie Jenner or something, and then they struck up a friendship or so, whatever it may be, and then they became a couple. Don't get me wrong, he does look like a bit of a people pleaser, right? He looks like somebody that's clearly got more friends than he has enemies, right? And he's always got somebody he can curry a favor with and get some help from. And he kind of looks like, you know, a guy that's kind of, you know, maybe got pictures of Ye's clothing choices and outfits on his wall. But being likable isn't a crime. I don't see that's a bad thing. What's the problem with being likable? Oh, look at him, he's got his hand on fucking Christiana's bummity bum. But what's the problem with being likable? Is there an issue with it? I know it'd be a problem if you're Kanye. This guy kind of always has the right things to say. People just like him in general. There's a picture of him recently getting off a private jet with with Beyonce and Jay-Z. So clearly he's got the favor of those guys also. But I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing. Me and my fate. I don't know. What do you guys think? This guy probably, but I think it's because Kanye can't be likable. I think because he doesn't have the ability to. So he just, he's like hits for days. Yeah, he's built like a fucking sack of potatoes. That's for sure. He definitely hasn't done a burpee in his life ever. Oh, look, he looks really handsome there, boy. Shit, just back in the day. But yeah, he doesn't. He definitely looks like somebody who's got wider hips than Kris Jenner. That's for sure. But hey, it is what it is, I guess.
Havoc, I was like, yo, did you ever have like a Drake or somebody? He was like, yeah, Wu-Tang.
Oh wow.
Wu-Tang was Mobb Deep's Drake. Wu-Tang was Mobb Deep's Drake. I never thought about that. And they would get influenced, they'd be influenced. Think about drop a gem on them. That's post Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep. Hang up home. Drop a gem on them. Also what I'm doing is for Prodigy too.
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Illuminati on my mind, soul, and my body. No. Secret Society, trying to keep their eye on me.
He was saying a lot.
Are we making some noise for that? I feel like we should make some noise for that.
Rest in peace.
You know, because we alive. You get what I'm saying? We're going to die.
Oh, shit. You guys seen this? Ian Connor, Twitter. I've just seen this on my fucking thing. Have you guys seen this? It looks like they're handing out free White Lives Matter t-shirts to random people in the street and shit. This is pretty crazy. I guess because that guy, what's his name? Dov Cherney, the guy that used to be the head of American Apparel, he clearly, he doesn't want to put his name on it because I guess, you know, Kanye said that thing about DEFCON 3 on Jews. So it's funny, isn't it, right? The CEO, the founder of American Apparel, now does LA Apparel, this guy, Dov Cherney, what's his name? This dude, right? he's been working with Kanye to produce the Yeezy stuff because he does sweats and fabrics and he has factories and shit in LA that you can manufacture and produce stuff. But he used to be the founder of legendary brand American Apparel. But he got cancelled around the time of the whole Me Too stuff, right? The allegations of him being a bit of a sex pest, which you could never believe, right? Who would ever believe somebody that looks like this would be a sex pest? You could never believe it, right? Never ever believe it. But anyway, some people said he's a sex pest and a harasser. So he didn't get harassed, whatever it may be. He has to go bankrupt or something or whatever with American Apparel, and then he starts up. Look at the tight grip he's got on this fucking factory worker. Yeah, that was comfortable. Whatever happened, he then comes back with another company called Los Angeles Apparel that does the same thing, and he also is Jewish. But the funny thing that makes me laugh is that he produced the White Lives Matter t-shirts. He was okay to have those t-shirts out, but for some reason, when Kanye said DEFCON free on Jews, that's when it suddenly got touchy and he didn't want to do the t-shirts anymore. But it was okay to have White Lives Matter. Very interesting way to very interesting line to draw, right? Don't you think? Anyway, this is the update, courtesy of Ian Connor's Twitter account. Ian Connor's the one helping Kanye do some creative direction on his t-shirts and shit. Have you guys seen this? This is the latest video. They're going around Skid Row, it looks like. Oh, yeah, Skid Row, yeah. And they're handing out free fucking free t-shirts with the White Lives Matter shit on it. 2 people on Skid Row, which is absolutely hilarious, to be honest. So I'm wondering if Dove just gave them the boxes of the shirts they produced and said, hey, I'm not going to make any more, just do with them what you please, because you're probably Kanye's already paid for them. And then here they are on the street doing what they please with them, innit? And giving them out to fucking strangers. Or giving them out to just random people on Skid Row.
Project.
This is wild, isn't it? And again, Ian Connor's got his own history and allegations on his jacket that, you know, we're not going to get into. But yeah, this is them on Skid Row handing out these White Lives Matter t-shirts. Hold on, if I can get this to fucking load properly. Sorry, my computer's not the best.
Real Project. Courtesy of Kanye West. If you want me.
The image of a black dude walking around Skid Row handing out White Lives Matter t-shirts is absolutely hilarious.
Bring some over here? Huh?
Someone said in the comment here, Chris Dusham, they said white Jews don't consider themselves white. Really? What do they think they are then? Really? So Dove, when Dove looks into the fucking mirror, what does he see? Does he see a fucking Middle Eastern person or something? Like, what does he think he looks like? Or race-wise? That's interesting. He doesn't think he's white. I see like a very, very white man here. Interesting. Okay. I didn't know that was a thing. Wow. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Bring some. Hang it up. Hang up the front. All right. Thank you.
Come on with it.
Thank you.
Wow. Anyway, back to the interview.
It's guaranteed.
100%.
So don't be afraid of death.
Right. Okay, we're gonna move on.
Wait, but did he pick?
He said only people.
No, but he didn't hear the infamous.
He did hear it.
And then he gave a happy
the
story. So
yeah.
we really don't know.
But you picked only built for Cuban links, right?
I gotta take a shot.
Oh, let's take a shot.
I told you.
Salud. Okay. Rakim or KRS-One?
He's
skip a lot of shit.
Again. That's it. I can't.
You gotta take. Okay. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
I shouldn't have drank earlier. I should have just waited for this segment
okay.
right here. But I can handle my drink. I don't even get drunk. I just get hungover.
No.
I would love to see a convo with you and KRS-One.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be an incredible conversation.
I like it too.
That's the next interview.
We got you. On Drink Champs platform. Okay.
Absolutely.
Because is this true that Jason Media was running Ye Media and now he's not? Is that true?
Yeah, he's not running it. He not running it. I just felt like.
Who the fuck is Jason Media? Do they mean Jason Lee or who's Jason Media?
People just walking in with too much Balenciaga. You know, if you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like They just out here like flexing, you know what I'm saying? They just flexing like, you know what I mean? And
he's got such a way with words. He's so mean. I guess I know exactly what he means. I know exactly what he means, and you all know what he means too. Fucking hell. People walking in with too much Balenciaga is fucking incredible thing to say. It's so fucking funny. And you know exactly what he means. Guy just in Lee walking around like he's fucking Tyler Perry and shit, like he's arrived, right? That he's that guy.
I don't like somebody saying, well, I'm gonna be the voice of Ye. Ye the only voice of Ye. Ye the only manager of Ye. Like I look at every single bill I pay. I only pay bills on a Friday.
Nice.
And I look at everyone one by one by one by one. Like, I was thinking.
They do say though, they say, who said it recently? I think it was Fat Joe in an interview. He said that's the financial advice he got, because I think Fat Joe is currently going through some thing where he's trying to sue his accountants because they basically have been embezzling loads of funds from him. I think he said there was a story about how one of his the accounting firm he was using, one of the staff members was basically paying for their kids' tuition off of the money that they were basically stealing from him, which is nuts to think that they were paying for kids' tuitions and shit. Like, you know, because I've worked in companies where people have been fired off of maybe the back of maybe being too liberal with how much they use the company card. Like I remember one company I worked at, some guy was fired because he was taking his kids out to go have Happy Meals on the company card, right? Every day after work, he'd pick his kids up in school and he'd buy them Happy Meals. I guess it kind of adds up after a while. If you've got like 3 kids and you're buying them Happy Meals, you buy yourself a meal, it kind of adds up. So they kind of saw these discrepancies. But damn it, man. Motherfuckers are putting their kids through school by taking money out of your pocket. So I think Fat Joe said one of the advice he got from someone very financially literate was that even if you're rich, you should always pay your own bills. So you should always have kind of FIDO approval. Maybe you don't see every little thing that comes in, but you should always approve payments and transfers and shit. It should always come through the final say. So it always have to come through you, basically. So you can always double check things. That's what kind of the top people do. Obviously, you get them to handle your day to day, but when it comes to the final sign off, you should always do it.
Again, getting to be a billionaire would take me out of having to do work. Now, one of my biggest jobs is keeping my money, because there's a lot of people that's on a full-time job to take my money.
Right.
And I've literally lost hundreds of millions of dollars by not looking close enough. So
it reminded me of that what Shaq said when he had the deal. And he
Actually, let's see if I can get it up. It's fucking Fat Joe. I think I was on Glock Topics. Let me see if I can find it actually. Let's see. Yeah, let's see if I can find it. It was Fat Joe talking about it. So Fat Joe accountant. It was pretty decent. It was pretty interesting what he's talking about. Because I think he got embezzled out loads of money. I think someone mentioned here it was a firm that was always representing other people like artists and musicians and fucking athletes as well. Do you know what I mean? So I think a lot of people have basically been scammed by them, and he was saying it was a Ponzi scheme too. So let me see if I can find it. Bear with me a second. Yeah, exactly. The joint thing was horrible. Yeah, so here it is. Here it is. This is the one. I think it's this one. This is the one. This clip here. Courtesy of the Breakfast Club. Let's see if we can play it. Hope I don't get taken off.
What's going on with your accountant picking?
Man, I wouldn't tell you it's my accountant picking, because the BDO, the accountants we talking about, they everybody's accountant. So it ain't just me. It's like, they everybody's account. They the biggest accountants. So what happens is, us as creatives, we spend so much time. We doing books, we doing TV shows, we doing shows, we doing running businesses. We try and take our creativity to another level. We think we're supposed to trust these people. And so what I could tell everybody out there, every athlete, it really mostly, because you're a businessman, you probably most likely watch it. Every athlete, every artist, don't trust them. Don't trust the business manager. Don't trust the accountants, because we trust them to keep our family safe. And the saddest thing is when you turn around and you trust these people and you turn around and say, yo, these people stealing from me. Ponzi scheme. Like, this is not a game. Like, these people really
moving
stealing
money
my money, taking fake credit cards under my wife's name, going to the ATM every day, pulling out cash in the building they work in, and, you know, robbing other baseball players and robbing, like, they would Ponzi scheme.
How do you protect yourself
They were
from that?
paying my... the way you protect yourself is, unfortunately, you got to go to Oprah 101, watch all your money. There's no way around it. You need now, the way since I caught this, you know, I've been signing my own checks, confirming my own wires, doing everything, and it's crazy because it's a lot more stressful.
It is.
Yeah.
Big Rich is in on that too, and I hate that. I hate to think about money. The way Fat Joe do it is I just work, and know I'm making money. Yo, I'm making money. I know what this is. I know what this is. I don't want to watch every single thing my wife buys, my daughter buys. You know, I don't like that, right? That's stress. So we trust these people and turn around, they robbing us in every corner. Like, it's incredible. And we try to go to them. I never sue no.
So yeah, so that was the point basically. He said that. Let's go back to the interview.
He had the studio in his crib, and when he got the
check, because he was paying himself,
and then he looked at what they were charging him, the label, and they were charging him for studio time. He was like, the studio's at my crib. And then he got a couple $100,000 back. But it's funny, he wouldn't overlook that easily.
Yeah, because my thing is like, you know what? Why would the Jewish media push BL?
He's doing this on purpose. Every time they're like in a good flow and talking about just nice general stuff, he resets the room. And the Jewish media
and force people into outrage, right? But then say, I don't have the right to my anger. As a human being, I know I can read all the books, I can meditate, I can study and say, hey, I don't have a problem with Jewish culture. I don't have a problem with what Jewish people have done to my people. I don't have a problem with the fact that the Jewish people have bought. I can say that, but I do. And I own my right, and I own my anger. And I'm gonna keep that anger as an energy to wake me up until it changes. You're not going to back me down until it changes. I'm not clarifying nothing, TMZ. No, I'm not talking specifically about businessmen. I'm talking about you, TMZ. I'm talking about the media also. I'm talking about the entire culture. I need your entire culture to take a look at itself and picture this moment. Picture every single black athlete, black actor, and black rapper being able to put their contracts up the way I put my contracts up. And we compare and contrast what things should be in the deals and what things should be out of the deals.
There's gonna be a lot of people embarrassed by that.
I was $53 million in debt, and I said it in 2015, you know, the night after MSG. Because the funny thing is I had Adidas, I had this, I had all that.
That's when you asked Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Yeah, and nobody would help. Everyone's seeing, but nobody's gonna really help. They just want to capitalize.
Why does he feel like he's owed people? Why does he feel like people should help him? To help what? He wants people to help him get his wife back, to discipline his children, to know where the address of his children's party is, to get him like he wants everybody's help, but then he's also not very helpful, or he's not very warm, right? In terms of how he kind of goes about things, he's not very likable, right? You probably should take some lessons from Corey Gamble about being likable, because he wants all this help and he wants all this kind of assistance, but my man is like, you know, not the most likable guy in the world if you don't like his music. If you just look at him as a dude, he's kind of unlikable, severely unlikable, chronically unlikable.
Nobody really wants to help.
Yeah, he should axe Jay. That's what he should do. Axe Jay.
They just want to see what's in it for them. Nobody's really trying to support or give you the information. They want to own it. A thing that a Jewish person will always say is they'll say, "This is mine," with something with like something a black person built or that any company built, and they'd be like, "That's mine now." I remember when Scooter Braun called me and said,
the manager for Justin Bieber.
Yeah, he said, "Yo, I got some people who got some early stock in SpaceX, and we can buy it behind Elon's back."
That's where you go.
And I said, I'd rather have a relationship in Elon's face than to buy something behind his back.
Jesus Christ, the things he's exposing. Holy shit. When Elon Musk finds out who the snake was that was offering up stocks of SpaceX behind his back for some sort of hostile takeover, he's going to be pissed. And you know that guy is petty as fuck. Holy shit. What kind of revelation is this? This is incredible. Same way how he revealed that fucking Jared Kushner owns like 10% of Skims. That's pretty incredible though, right? Don't you think? Skims is, Kim Kardashian's shapewear brand. And a lot of the kind of left-leaning girls love that shit because it makes you look slimmer, or it gives you the illusion that you're not as fat as you probably are. But then it's also kind of, got money from what you would essentially say is an extension of Trump's family, right? People that are on the right side of politics and stuff, whatever it may be. This is crazy, mate.
That's more valuable to you.
Now, my thing is like, look, all Jewish people are not bad.
Please say that.
Thanks for letting us know, Kanye.
I just said it.
All right.
But I need the ones to step up, because up to this point, I can name you 20 nightmare situations.
Yeah, but that you can't. That's like me going to a projects, right? That's like me going to 40 projects and 40 projects and shit happen.
Imagine having to explain this to Kanye. Imagine having to explain this kind of infantile kind of point to him to kind of get it through his head that maybe not all Jewish people are evil, and him still not backing down. Crazy.
Bad to me, but then I could go to 40 projects in a certain time and the church people walk me right through that same projects and I'm good. Is it the projects to blame?
Yeah.
Or is it certain individuals?
Or going to Mexico and the cartel? It's like, we can,
it's a project mentality. I'm from Chicago, and I have a project mentality. Even with the intelligence that I have a project mentality.
Right.
If I go to somebody's block and somebody shoot at me, kill one of my homeboys, then it's fuck they whole block. Now you get it?
Yeah.
Now you get it?
But for the record, nobody's killing Kanye. Everyone loves Kanye. Are we right? Everyone loves Kanye. We just want you to.
And you're not asking for anybody to kill you.
Yeah, we want to reiterate that.
You know who's killing Kanye? Jamie Lee Curtis talking about, I hope that he don't see his children.
Right.
That kills me. That kills me. And the fact now that's hate speech. That's hate speech.
Yeah.
That's hate speech. That's what's killing me. When I couldn't see my child and nobody said nothing. Nobody, next time that happened, you gotta say something.
Right.
You gotta say something. Everybody never let this family kidnap my kids in broad daylight. That's how beat into submission by the media we are.
But I was saving this, bro. Let me just say something. But do you not realize that's how much we respect you? Is we don't want to speak out to the family that whether you once loved them or love them now, is that's how much, so much of us respect you, is that we want to mind our business when it comes to that and kind of like leave it up to you.
I need y'all as a tribe. I need y'all with me.
This is something we need to hear.
I need y'all as a tribe. I need the culture with me. I need everybody that loves my music.
What? Hold on, let's go back on this. Huh? You want us to get involved in your family affairs? Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Hold on.
Right.
That kills me. That kills me. And the fact now that's hate speech. That's hate speech.
Yeah.
That's hate speech. That's what's killing me. When I couldn't see my child and nobody said nothing.
Why should we care about you having to see your kid? I know it's bad and it's sad and whatnot, but why is it our concern? I'm really confused about why it's our business that he can't see his children. Go talk to your wife, innit? Go talk to your mother-in-law. Go talk to your sisters-in-law. I don't know. What do we have to do with this?
Nobody, next time that happens, you gotta say something.
Right.
You gotta say something.
What?
Everybody never let this family kidnap my kids in broad daylight. That's how beat into submission by the media we are.
But I was saving this, bro. Let me just say something. But do you not realize that's how much we respect you? Is we don't want to speak out to the family that whether you once loved them or love them now, is that's how much, so much of us respect you, is that we want to mind our business when it comes to that and kind of like leave it up to you.
I need y'all as a tribe. I need y'all with
This
me.
is something we need to hear.
I need y'all as a tribe. I need the culture with me. I need everybody that loves my music and loves my shoes, loves my point of view. Don't love it. Everybody that's mad at me that was hurt by the red hat. If you was hurt by the red hat, that means you love me. I need every.
Nah. Someone can be hurt by the red hat and just think you're a dick. This dude is fucking. I don't know, man. I love the music. I love the shoes. Love the fashion and the shows. But him as a person, bruv, he's absolutely exhausting, isn't it? God damn it, man. It's like he just thinks you can't hate him. It's impossible to. I don't know.
Everybody that love me, if I'm in a situation.
Oh yeah, if you're watching this and you're enjoying this stream and it's live watch long, please make sure you're smashing that like button, please. It's free. It don't cost you a thing. Smash that like button for me. Help me out with the algorithms. Let Mama Susan know that I'm doing a good job. Please smash that like button.
Where I don't have the leverage with my children, or you got Jamie Lee Curtis talk about we're gonna take his kids away from him. I need y'all to rise up and make sure that they don't take my children away from me, running this false, crazy narrative.
Right.
Because they could take my kids away. They could put me in jail, and y'all sit up and say, well, I didn't say nothing out of.
Who cares? It's none of our concern. Your marital, familiarity, whatever that word is called, how you pronounce that word, issues are not our concern. Why is he telling us to sort out his family issues? If you can't control your family, if you can't, sort out how you look after them and stuff and whatever else it may be, that's your concern, not ours. We have our own issues to deal with. There's a recession going on, war in Ukraine, people dying all over the place. Like, stuff is happening, real life stuff. We've got an energy crisis here in the UK. They just sent us fucking in the post fucking free vouchers that we're meant to go claim. Like, I do not care.
Out of respect.
I mean, it's a seesaw, right?
Yeah.
Because
it's a delicate seesaw.
On one hand, just picture it like this. Picture it like this. All right, I'm gonna name this person a cup, right? And this person jumps out the window and he goes, man, yo, Kanye, blah, 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 blah. And then Kanye gets back with Kim, y'all fall back in love. Now this person is thrown the fuck out the way because he just spoke about your wife. And now you get back with your wife. Hold on. You get back with your wife, and now this person who wanted to spread this analogy, the same support that you did, but then you go back and you fall in love.
It happens all the time.
Do you understand?
The friend that sides with you when you break up with your girl, and then you get back with your girl.
And it's not like you don't have no regular girl. Like, this is whatever this person says is going to be on every blog site. So they support you, then you get back with him, and then because you want.
Kim is somewhere saying, I'm not getting back with that nigger under any circumstances. And she's saying it with a hard ER, nigger. She's not, she's done. If you watch that video clip for the documentary, that's that last week documentary, it's pretty bittersweet at the end. I think I mentioned it in the clip that I put up on my channel, that towards the end, Kanye goes to watch North's basketball game, right? His oldest kid, I think the daughter, right? And he walks in kind of with the family. So it's kind of like they're co-parenting, but then once before the game started and the kids there talking to the mum and the dad, they're not even looking at each other. They're kind of talking at the kid through, like, they're kind of talking to each other through the kid, but they're not actually looking at each other. They don't actually make eye contact the entire time. I think they might say hi or they smile, but they're not making eye contact at all. And then when the game finishes, they both go their separate ways completely. Don't even say bye, don't hug, nothing. So they're not even on talking terms in that way. So I don't think she's down. I think, and again, if any guys in the chat know, you would know when women are done, women are done. There's no turning them around. You can't turn, like, I've tried, trust me. We've all tried to kind of reignite a fire with an old flame. If they're done, it's a wrap. You cannot do it. they never ever come back. Whereas guys have always got a possibility. If you catch a guy on a good day, even on a bad day, a guy always has the possibility to kind of fall back in love very easily, or to kind of, you know, try to get back in those flipping cheeks. But when it comes to a woman, when the doors are closed, the doors are closed. So if Kim says she's done, she's done.
Want your family back together, and then now you're looking at this plastic cup and you saying, man, you shouldn't have said that at this time. And because course maybe you're not saying that, but Kim is saying, I didn't like what he said at such and such time. So you understand how certain people can.
I respect that, but the thing is, like, look, if someone is not going to speak up at that time, that's going. Meek Mill's probably go through the same situation, you know, with his baby mamas or something like that. So. Don't speak up on me now if you ain't gonna speak up on me then. But I'm asking you guys.
Boo! It's not making any sense.
I'm saying by the fact that I crossed the anti-Semite line, I crossed the gun line, I stood in front of the tank in Tiananmen Square. I'm saying, look, this smoke screen that's been created to make us so afraid to speak up for ourselves, this is just a smoke screen. And even if it's not, right? Even if they got
that Tiananmen Square analogy is so ridiculous. If you know anything about history, you'll know there's nothing similar to what he's doing by trying to, you know, carry these fucking anti-Semite flipping talking points. Is anything similar to what happened in Tiananmen Square? I don't.
Gonna like take us down every chance they get. That's cool too. But I'm trying to explain to you, it's like, whether it's my money, my reputation, and my life, I'm not taking this shit no more. They done bully. You know, would you agree with the things that I'm saying about the Jewish record labels, about artists getting fucked? Uzi the future. Uzi. I just need to tell you that. Lil Uzi.
Little Uzi.
Lil Uzi, like, remember I said future?
Yes, you said it on here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I got a couple.
Well, really, you know what it is? It's always two. It's always two at a time. You know what I mean? It's really Cardi and Uzi. It's really Cardi and Uzi. Playboy Cardi and Uzi.
I agree with that personally. Lil Uzi's always been one of my favorites, and Playboy Cardi I'm a fucking huge fanboy for. I still play, you know, Whole Lot of Red now for my gym workouts. My favorite is still probably Dilate. That first track, like, incredible. I'm a big fan of both, to be honest. Completely big fan of both, and they put on good live performances. The one thing that I'm only not a fan of both of them is that they perform with vocal backing tracks. I really want them to perform without vocal backing tracks. I really do. I really do want them to perform without vocal backing tracks. I really do. What people saying in the chat? I prefer the Brendan video, says 10 Cia Nash. Yeah, I understand that. This is just a random one-away thing. I'm not going to do this regularly. It's just kind of because it's a breaking news thing. He's talking about crazy shit here. Miss Singh says the funny thing is how none of this news will take away from the Brendan short blunders we all know will be covered by Ago. Yeah, of course. I'm going to always cover that stuff. But this is just a random sort of like one-away thing because, you know, this has been the hot topic of the week, of the last 2 weeks. In my world, maybe you guys don't care about it because it maybe hasn't crossed your purview, but in my world of stuff that I'm into, this has been all over my timeline. So I thought, you know what, why not kind of talk about it on the stream? But I get it. If you're into the Brendan stuff, then please come back for the random show, and I'll do that again soon.
Quavo and Takeoff here the other day.
What they were saying?
Real shit.
Yeah.
They said Quavo said that you asked to borrow his Twitter during the blockout. Is this true?
Yeah. He
he said he offered it. He said he offered it. He said he offered it.
But you know what I'm saying? I just said, let me take this time as just like a breather. They put me like it's a technical foul.
Right.
Because here goes another thing. I said DEFCON 3. What I wanted to say, what I meant to say was...
Of course, you always do this. You never say what you meant to say. You always need a fucking translation. This is the one little tiny thing that I despise about Kanye as a person. This thing always. It's always, I meant to say this. I didn't say... It's just like, just be clear in your words, brother. Fucking hell.
No one's afraid of the Jewish media mob, which it is, right? And what I said was DEFCON 3. Now, I'm not backing up on a feeling of what I wanted to say. I just didn't say the exact thing that I wanted to say at that moment. So I feel like God put me on a little timeout.
Yeah.
Because my dad was like, I feel where you coming from, Ye. I understand. But you got to be more sophisticated with your words. You have to be more sophisticated.
I agree with God.
That was less sophisticated than I needed to be.
You said God text you that?
No, his father.
Yeah, second to God, my dad.
All right, yeah. Because I know for a fact.
Oh shit, I'm reading some news here and they're saying that Kanye may face a lawsuit from the George Floyd family for what he said about his death. Because from what I read online about George Floyd's death and how how death certificates are written, I guess because they can't conclusively say he died one way or the other, they have to go with the thing that's kind of the most likely. But there is obviously room for sort of grey area in that allegedly George Floyd had a pre-existing heart condition that he didn't know about, that he also had some drug issues, and that obviously he was, you know, underneath someone's fucking knee for a prolonged period of time, and he may have asphyxiated, whatever that fucking word is called. But they can't rule out any of those three contributing to it. I remember some doctor saying in the article something along the lines of if he just died in his house in his sleep or something, it'd be an easier thing for them to sort of put on the birth certificate. But because it was under duress in that kind of high pressure situation, they can't rule out him having a heart condition contributing to his death, him taking drugs contributing to his death, or the fact that the police officer put his knee on his neck. But it's not conclusive. That's where the conservative right-wing talking points come in, because in that confusion of it being conclusive, they kind of latch onto it because the left-hand side is doing the thing of like, all police people bad, let's get rid of the police under that because of that one thing, and the conservatives are like, nah, he didn't die because of that, he died because of this, and that's where the kind of war starts. So if Kanye is going out there basically saying he died because of fentanyl, he could be liable to it. So it's pretty crazy, to be honest. They need to be very, very, very careful how they kind of tread on this, to be honest. Yeah, and he had COVID, or some people are saying. So many things could have happened at the same time. The whole premise, I thought personally for me, watching the video, was that number one, he probably should have never been arrested in the first place, right? The whole issue of him selling fucking single cigarettes and shit and being belligerent and being high, that shouldn't be enough for you to get arrested and put into jail. Personally, I don't think so. You're selling cigarettes, you're drinking a fucking can of alcohol or a tin of beer, that should be enough for an officer to be kind of discernible and kind of maybe give you a warning, maybe tell you to go down the street and leave the business alone or whatever it may be. But to go in the back of a fucking police car and go to a jail and get booked for fucking cigarettes or for drinking down the street makes no sense. I think the main problem or the main sticking point with the George Floyd thing, which should have been a kind of cause for change of police reform in general about how they treat people, because the thing of what I've seen, especially with police we have here in the UK, it's very rarely a racial thing. In my opinion, it's more so these guys are really bad at their job for some reason. Maybe because it kind of attracts people who are of a certain IQ level. Maybe because the job is very stressful and it makes you do, you know, impulsive things. Maybe because you see the worst of society, it makes you flipping bitter and really kind of, I don't know, cynical of society. I don't know what it is. There's something about that job where people are really shit at it, being a police officer. I thought with the George Floyd thing, because it was so egregious, seeing this guy essentially his life being snuffed out before your eyes underneath the knee of somebody, right, and how callous it was done, that it would have just been okay, let's just have reform all over the shop, because you guys are, you know, get like the way you try to treat civilians is horrible. Do you remember that story of that guy, of that white dude actually, who was gunned down in the hallway of his apartment building because he was incapable of flipping understanding the instructions of the police officer, because he was screaming and shouting, and I think the dude himself had his own sort of like mental issues he was going through, or maybe he had schizophrenia, I don't know what it is, but it was some sort of miscommunication, and then I guess the police officer panicked and bloody dumped, you know, excessive amount of bullets into this dude because he wasn't backing up or something, or crawling back in a certain way. Clearly this guy was a horrible police officer, right? Just not very good at his job. Those things should be looked at, and no one fucking looked at it at the back of George Floyd and it turned into a political thing. So it's fucking appalling. It happens all the time. It happens here in the UK too. Instead of actual reform coming on the back of it, bad actors latch onto it, turn it into a racial thing, turn it into a political thing, turn it into a societal thing, and then it goes into this whole other nonsense, and it kind of devolves into it. And now look at the legacy of George Floyd. Now people are making documentaries saying he didn't die the way he died. They're putting smart in his name, calling him a drug addict. I think Candace Owens was doing it in the beginning, calling him a drug addict, calling him all this sort of stuff. He's not a martyr when no one said he was a martyr. All this sort of stuff. It really is sad, to be fair. It really is sad.
You know, pissing off Jewish people and pissing off black people. I know that
there's just too much to read when you're articulate something. There's too much that people can pick and create a different narrative from.
You know what I like about this? The Jewish media was pushing.
They're trying to tell him why it's important to articulate yourself well and to say words, right? And to really meditate and to think about the things that you're trying to say, and to maybe do some reading and whatever in a roundabout way. And then he goes back, the Jewish media.
The narrative off the White Lives Matter t-shirt that I didn't love black people. And
That's
came
when
back,
it came off.
And I came back and I was like, no, fuck the Jewish media. And everybody's like, what? Wait, what? Right now, we're supposed to be living and breathing in the Ye doesn't like black people because he wears a red hat. Ye doesn't like black people because he... And I was like, nah, fuck that. And God was like, fuck that. On some like Moses, like, think about like Moses had 4 chapters. Like, I've, contrary to popular belief, I did read the 4 chapters of Moses, right?
Because you say you ain't read somewhere.
No, what I'm saying, yeah, I've never actually finished a novel, right?
That's
never.
How can you brag about something like this, man?
Fantastic. I respect that.
Yeah, because by the way, you know, one thing is there's nothing whiter than English itself. I do not like to read, like I do not like to work out, like I do not like, you know, there's certain stuff in.
This guy's a fucking redact, innit? Legit redact. He equates not reading to not working out. Like, I don't want to work out, I don't want to read. Yeah, I want to talk about all these things that require somebody to have a sound mind, maybe a sound body or something, maybe contribute to it. But if you're going to talk about the things that he's talking about, you might want to do some reading so that you're informed on the topics that you're speaking about, or that you can push back at certain talking points, or you can expound on certain points, or you can maybe offer up different solutions. No, I'm not going to read. I'm just going to, what is he doing then? Is this a feelings thing? Because if it's a feelings thing, he sounds a lot like the liberals that he's taking the piss out of. Because it's not really conservatives don't really, you know what I mean? What's that thing that Ben Shapiro says? The facts don't care about your feelings. Conservatives are not really feelings based. They're all kind of, you know, rational people, right? Kind of clear-minded people, right? Whatever the stats and the numbers say, that's what they kind of go by. They don't try to get involved in the feelings thing and the sympathy and empathy thing. No reading at all. Zero. Okay.
Life that is currently necessary that I don't like. That don't make, I'm not disregarding people. Some people are more powerful. How many people do you know that can read very well, that can't dance very well?
But see, look.
Yeah.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Talking about articulation, could it be said that it's misunderstood that reading equals knowledge? That's
another
misunderstood
thing.
because you don't have to read books to really have knowledge.
That's right. And the information isn't there. You know where the information, the knowledge is from? The knowledge is from the 2 fathers. Who are the 2 fathers?
You tell us.
Your father and the father above?
Your father and the father above.
Oh, shit.
What if your dad's a crack addict, Kanye? What if your dad is dead? And what if you're not religious? Then what? Do you not read still?
Now what has happened to the black community?
They erased the father
Taking out the
there,
father
so
out of
all
it.
you have is the father above.
But they've erased that
Even
too.
that,
Yeah,
in the
because-
messaging.
in the
They
message.
have contracts. There was a contract. Now it's later been amended, but Victory Boyd that signed to Rock Nation, a line inside of the contract that I'm sure Jay-Z and Beyonce never saw was, it said that Victory would not be able to sing about Christ or be able to sing about God in the contract. Rhythm and blues was the first step of taking God out of the people. Because we had gospel. Aretha Franklin had gospel.
Yeah.
Ray Charles.
Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
Patti LaBelle wore your Yeezy slippers. I gave her Yeezy slippers. She wore.
Yeah, she wore
crip
your-
walk right here,
Yeah.
right here, right here.
Yeah.
Did you see that? I sent you the footage.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Come on, Yeezy, come on.
I didn't see it, but I just say yeah, because I'm
You
on
say
the show.
R&B was the first step of taking it out. You mean just that?
yeah. But
No, wait. He said R&B was taking it out.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like,
taking God out of music. You
yeah.
said?
I remember I was at Roscoe's, earlier this year.
So now we're warring with R&B. R&B music now is bad. Okay.
Here, and I love Roscoe's stuff, but they're playing the music, and it's like Usher saying, "You got it bad."
You got it bad.
Yeah, that messaging is not uplifting.
Some niggas got it bad, yeah.
Yeah, but there's,
That's good. Exactly. Some could say you have it bad.
when we sing, God created music solely for the purpose of worshiping God. Now, if you listen to the majority of the music, it's not worshiping God.
No.
It's going into
It's-
dark holes. It's like
From the
saying,
sweat to my nuts.
yeah,
That's
but
what
it's saying I want to fuck your bitch.
Yeah,
It's how
I
many
wanna fuck
bitches
your
I
bitch.
fuck.
Yeah,
I want to fuck
yeah.
your girlfriend. I want to fuck your mama. Like it's like,
Yeah.
and I want to do drugs while I'm fucking your mama.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it just takes you into that place. And God has a place for us in the promised land that can't be defined by man. It's not the 400 acres that the oppressors can take away from us. Only we can oppress ourselves, and it's only for us to rise up that we can be who God really made us to be.
Right.
It's not going to be on the Jewish people.
All this God talk is really strange. We saw what you did online. This guy was doxing people, talking about, putting, like, there's rumors that he was putting hits on people behind the scenes, wanting to run fades, all this stuff that's not the most godly thing in the world. I don't get this whole God thing is really bizarre, man. The guy is like, none of his actions are really godly in the slightest. The way he's treating Kim in public, the way he's talking about his family in public, none of that is godly, no? Or am I bugging out?
It's not going to be on the Catholics. It's not going to be on the media. It's going to be on us collectively to rise up. And I want to change something. I said I am the leader. No, let me change that. I am a leader. And there's a new leader being born every day. And there's leaders locally that will hear this, that can play this. Leaders of their school, leaders of their boys club, leaders of their church.
Leaders of their crew.
Leaders of their crew. And that's another word for crew. Leaders of their gang. You see what I'm saying?
that
Gang
really-
has
yeah,
like
it's the same
a
thing.
negative connotation, but by removing the gang
Gangs
leaders,
is originated in Chicago.
yeah, and exactly by removing the gang leaders, you're removing the leaders, and that
And that's
was
what happened
something,
in
and
fucked
that's
up Chicago.
and that fucked up the world,
Right.
because those gang leaders would organize right there. You know what I'm saying? Gangster Disciples saved my life in Chicago. I'm here because of Gangster Disciples. And I am exactly who Larry Hoover wanted to see come out of the organization that he created.
Right. Took out leaders, took out structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we still on quick time and slime. Even
All right,
though
I'm
this
about
is
to
not
quick
quick
I'm
at
on
all.
quick time with piss in a minute.
All right,
Yo,
I gotta beat you.
really nothing fucks with a Drink Champs interview, right? It's like that, because
you,
when
yeah.
I go to Tucker Carlson, they're just like
not the same.
They're just so marveled by the
Yeah.
fact that of the brilliance. They're not respecting the brilliance. They're more like shocked and like marveled by. It's like hilarious to them. It's like that squirrel can jet ski.
Oh shit! God damn! I wish the horn worked. It didn't work today.
All right, this is gonna be a good one. Kodak Black or Little Baby?
Come on, man.
That's it. Not a Chico.
Yeah, I mean,
Be politically correct.
As a future president, I'm just gonna have to take a shot.
Yeah, take a shot. Yeah. 2024. Okay, my bad.
Hey, but I tell you what, I feel like, you know, we could point out just like
you gotta sip it, Kanye. You know that.
Yeah.
After you connect with me, you gotta sip it.
It's like, just like you said with Bad Bunny. Yo, I need to get a studio with Bad Bunny, right? You can connect that.
Yeah, we could definitely.
I don't know if I'm Puerto Rican.
We can connect it. No, we can connect it.
Listen. I will try my best.
Drink Champs can connect.
Listen, Drink Champs and wait a minute. So we gonna do for our first single for Drink Champs album, Yay with Bad Bunny.
Oh, it's gotta be the Drink Champs feature song.
Absolutely, and Noriega.
God, no, I gotta be on the record. I just want to let y'all go crazy.
No.
That's funny. He wants to get on a record so bad, Kanye's not going to get him on there. Yeah, in Bad Bunny be a good interview, to be fair. A good record, I'm not going to lie. Let me actually check this out, because I want to see, because they posted on the Kanye West subreddit, the West sub era, which is a good one to check out. I recommend you do check it out. Some clip about him talking about Adidas. I want to quickly see that, because that might be an interesting one to just quickly talk about before we continue. And then I'm going to wrap things up again, because I need to get off to bed and stuff and whatnot. But let me see where I can find it. Where is it? Him talking about Adidas. There we go, Adidas. Let's see what this man said about Adidas. He said Adidas can't do anything about him saying anti-Semitic stuff. Let's see what he means by this. Because there's a theory out there, right? Let me get the video loaded up first of all. I'm not sure if you guys are aware. There's a theory.
And now,
come on.
the thing about
Pause it.
Adidas is like,
there's a theory out there. I don't know if you guys know. There's a theory going around that people are saying that Kanye is specifically doing all of this stuff under the proviso that he's heard that his deal or his contract with Adidas has a clause that if he does anything to kind of bring Adidas into disrepute, that he can get that they can terminate the deal, so that he gets the majority of users back again. Because at the moment, because he's working with Adidas, he can't use Yeezy, the brand, right? He can't use the name, the likeness of it, abbreviations of it, because they've got an exclusivity on it. Obviously, working with Adidas, and there's a thing on his contract where even after it ends, he's got a non-compete clause in it. So I think however long the contract is, there's an extra years on top of that where he's not allowed to take that brand and work with Nike or somewhere else, wherever. He has to kind of put it on ice, sort of thing. So it's kind of like Adidas's property for that period of time. But if he keeps ranting about this anti-Semitic shit, then maybe this will force Adidas's hand to end the deal with him, thus giving him back control of the company and giving him back control of the rights of Yeezy and whatnot going forward. That's the conspiracy going on around there. And let's see what he says about it.
with Gap and with Adidas. And now, the thing about it, me and Adidas, is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic shit and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? Now what? You know what I'm saying? So that's the position. That's the reason why when I was talking to Cube, I said, yo, I'm going to hold my ground. I'm not backing down. No Nick Cannon. No.
Wow. He sounds like a fucking villain. Do you know what I mean? And I guess he knows because there's a thing going on around there that, I don't know if, I think he's the one that put it out there. I don't know if it's true, but he said something along the lines of, what did he say? He said something along the lines of, Yeezy contributes to like 80% of Adidas's online sales, which is crazy to think and incredible to think. So maybe but maybe I think it might be skewed because Adidas doesn't have many places that it sells its stuff and the site's a bit janky. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. But regardless, even if it's true that Yeezy is responsible for 8% of the fucking sales, it makes sense why, as a company, they're kind of hesitant to drop him because he's flipping line in their pockets and everyone's getting a slice of that pie. The executives that signed him on board are getting bonuses. The people who work in the stock room, in the shop floor are getting bonuses off the back of how the Adidas performs every quarter or whatever it may be. So there's a lot kind of riding off the back of it. And I'm assuming if they end the deal with Adidas, with them Yeezy, it might affect their stock price also. So there's a lot at stake. And he knows it, so he's kind of riding this until it goes home. And of course, if they do drop him, he then gets the benefit of having his brand back anyway. So it's essentially a win-win. So I wonder if that is true. I wonder if that kind of conspiracy theory is actually true, that Kanye's purposely saying all this crazy shit, more crazy than he usually does, especially when it comes to the, you know, anti-Jew sentiment, for the mere fact that he wants Adidas to be forced in a position to drop him, in the same way maybe he forced Balenciaga to drop him in a little bit. Maybe, I'm not too sure, but it's an interesting theory. Let's go back to the interview.
You gotta go back to it. You gotta go back. You gotta regain what you took. You brought it.
Substance abuse. Someone said here, does Kanye have a substance abuse problem? I don't really know, to be fair. I'm assuming, what sort of medication do you get when you're bipolar? Because that's the one thing we know he definitely has, right? That he's kind of said, right? That he has, what was medication for bipolar. What do they give you for it? Treatments. The high and low phases of bipolar disorder are often extreme and they interfere with your everyday life, but there are several options for treating bipolar disorder that can make a difference. They aim to control the effects of an episode to help someone with bipolar disorder live life as normal as possible. The following treatments are available: medicine to prevent mania. These are known as mood stabilizers. So what is that? Is that like Xanax and shit? I take them every day, long basis. Medicine to treat the main symptoms of depression and mania when they happen. Learn to recognize the triggers. Lifestyle advice. So I want to see what actual medicines do they give you. Mind. Let's see. What actual things do they give you here? Because I want to see. Because maybe that's part of the substance abuse problem. Maybe he has that. But I can't think of him taking any drugs. No, he doesn't look like someone that smokes weed or does, you know, coke or meth or heroin and shit. Let's see what they take you. What do they give you as a medication? Antipsychotics for bipolar disorder. What's an antipsychotic? If you're currently experiencing manic or hypomanic episode, your doctor is likely to prescribe a antipsychotic. This doctor is likely to prescribe antipsychotics if you're experiencing psychotic symptoms. The best practice. Okay, here's the following. You get what's that one? Haloperidol, olanzapine. I sound like Brendan, to be honest. Whatever that word is, and risperidone. I've heard of that before. Risperidone, I've heard of this before. Or they use it for something else, right? Risperidone. I've heard risperidone before. If your first antipsychotic that doesn't work, your doctor might refer to another one. Yeah, that's what. Oh, really? Lithium. That's a shit that fucking Roseanne was on, isn't it? Right? That made her go a bit loopy. Wow. Shit. That's meant to be lethal as well, isn't it? No pun intended. If you're antipsychotic, lithium for bipolar. Your doctor might prescribe lithium as a long-term treatment for bipolar. It prevents mood episodes, reduces the risk of experience of severe mania. It's typically a long-term treatment. It's usually prescribed for 6 months. With lithium to be effective, the dosage must be correct. You need regular blood checks and health checks. Shit. So yeah, maybe he's suffering from that sort of shit. I'm not really too sure, to be completely honest. I'm not really too sure when it comes to Kanye and this sort of stuff. God damn. Obviously, drinking alcohol, as people are saying in the thing, doesn't necessarily help.
I'm about to go ham and get him right now.
Yeah, you lit.
Yeah, okay.
We lit.
Okay. Ooh, this is a good one.
I want to say, but what about when I sent out that tweet where I said Lil Baby my favorite rapper? You remember that?
Yeah. Little Baby. So that's when he caught the body too.
And as Lil Baby, what position he in?
Yeah, they canceled him too. That's what Boosie said. Boosie said they canceled him.
Well,
no, that's the baby.
Oh, my bad.
You getting your babies confused, buddy.
I'm sorry, I got my babies confused.
You gotta get with the times, bro. You gotta get with the lingo. You remember that?
You got me back. I'm the guy with the great beard right now. Okay, my bad. Okay. All right, holy shit. All right, where are we going? Okay.
You going UGK 8 Ball and MJG?
You go that. You the South guy.
UGK or 8 Ball and MJG?
Rest in peace, Pimp C. But you know about my thing coming out so hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like people had to
real
Google.
hip hop. Yeah.
People had to Google. That's what me and GLC was listening to in Chicago. 8 Ball and MJG. You know, so
super legends.
So I told you, like, on this right here, you got to understand there's a possibility I may be running for office. Hint, hint. So I can't.
So take a shot, then, goddammit.
I'm gonna have to take a shot because I'm running for office.
You gonna be our
I
first
just
drunk
have running
president?
for office. It's a possibility.
Okay. Holy shit.
This game does. It's like what's cool is I can speak up on it. Like it sparks like where bought me a red. You know what I'm saying? Where the lines hit me.
Yeah.
I always thought like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I always thought when I would speak to rap, like somebody like Pimp C always made me like feel like, for me it's like the pink polo rapper. I always felt like less of myself, so I get on the phone with them or something. You know what I'm saying? Because they just it almost like everything they rapped about was like dissing everything that I ever did. You know what I'm saying? Like they was like very not tight jeans, very not close. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I remember Pimp C had a conversation like, man, I like the way you had your vocals turned up so they could, you know, so they could hear what you saying. You know what I'm saying? You having your vocals turned up. And that's a very big thing. You know, like it was a guy that came to one of my 60,000 square foot spaces, and he was in the band of Strokes. He's in the band of Strokes. And I remember they had this song where their vocals were low, and I wanted to make my vocals low on All Falls Down. It didn't work for me. I had to speak up. You know what I'm saying? They canceled me this week. There's not Tucker Carlson, no platform would carry me this week either. And even a publicist that I'm working with was like, I don't know why you would go on Drink Champs. I said, you understand that our numbers did 3 times the numbers of when Kim was on SNL, right? You understand that, right?
Nigga ain't want to clap for that. Niggas wanted to make sure his wage was right, knowing he had.
These niggas are out here exploiting somebody because he's fucking clearly, you know, suffering through something is pretty gross. I'm not going to lie. Especially when it's, you know, other black people doing it. I guess it's fine in their eyes because it's a black platform that's doing it, so it kind of feels less gross if him doing it on like Tucker Carlson or going on Hannity or something. But this is the same thing as like him going on them shows and, you know, on like Ellen DeGeneres back in the day and all that. Some people think it's exploitative, but this is as if not more exploitative because these guys know him personally. They have a history with the guy. They know what he's like when he's not going through what he's going through. And again, I'm not gonna be say I'm going to be able to judge his mental state, but the guy is like, this is just all over the shop, to be fair. Really all over the shop.
Ways in 20 years. You just want to do this, you know what I mean? But go ahead, goddamn it. Yes, and we won an award for you. But let's stick with quick time slime. We're gonna get the
damn. I should have went up to. I should have accepted the award with y'all.
Yeah. We were scared to call you. We were scared to call you.
Next award, you gotta come up.
Next award. No, we win an Emmy. We won an Emmy.
That's what I want. I want to win an Emmy.
This interview right here giving us an Emmy.
You know, there's something where there's like, okay, people are like, what's the goal? This is because Emmy. I think Jewish media, right? This is the one where you win the Emmy, right? Because you say Ye calls out the Jewish media.
No, we do not say that. We say Ye makes amends with Jewish people. Because we love Jewish people, love black people, we love everybody, and we love Ye, and we're gonna make everything amended. Let's make some noise for that.
Eventually.
Let's make some noise for that.
Or that we let Ye say whatever he wants to say.
Yes.
Well, we live in a country where it's still freedom of speech, and that should be allowed.
Well, we can't amend. To amend is not to pretend. We need to amend. Because I ain't finna pretend. You know what I'm saying? I understand Hollywood is a world of make-believe, but
these niggas is all in the background gotta stop going ooh when he says like some fucking thing that sounds like it rhymes or something that he kind of pulled out from a fucking, you know, from some fucking what's that thing called? From some fucking cookie or some shit. Like, allow it. Like, please. The ooh and the eyes in the background is just so cringy.
But why this will win an Emmy, which I'm just gonna make an assumption is a Jewish media platform, is because we're going to demand the amendments in our culture. We're gonna demand, I'm Me Tooing the Jewish culture right now and saying, y'all gotta come out and say what y'all have done between the mob action, what they'll do for groupthink. Like if you go against them, I put the White Lives Matter t-shirt and they cancel my shows. And they've actually called multiple people and threatened them to step away from me. They called Candace Owens, they called Tucker Carlson, they called anybody, even the people that was with me when I had the red hat, they called them. Tucker Carlson works for Fox. Fox is not allowed to show anything because just like when Jared Kushner was in office and I say that he held my boy Trump back, think about that if I had said that 4 or 5 years ago. I want to talk about the people that threatened my life.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is he talking about? Please. Someone tell me what the fuck he's talking about. Holy shit.
That's when you was in full support of Trump.
I'm still in full support of Trump. I just think that I would be better than Trump.
If you would have said that Jared Kushner lined in, it would have been...
Lined in with who, though? You said he held him back.
In with Trump.
Jared Kushner is an example of how the Jewish people have their hand on every single business that controls the world. And everybody knows that faux fact. Like, you ever seen the movie, Lego Movie, where the guy realizes everything is the same company? That's what's happening. By the way, we can't be mad at him, and you can't call me anti-Semitic for calling out. You can't call me anti-Semitic for saying I'm going DEFCON 3.
I think what you said though is important though.
That sounds pretty...
No, but you can. You said going DEFCON 3 on Jews. Isn't that no? Isn't that what you said? Let's see. DEFCON 3 tweet. How is this not anti-Semitic? I don't understand this. This is really... My head is fucking hurting, man. It's like an insult to my intelligence and my ability to read and to comprehend what is written and to take people on what they say and not what they mean to say by what they say, sort of, you know. I'm just going to take you by the levels of things that you say, right? What to say here? This is the one, right? It's this, right? Here. That's a tweet. I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is, I can't actually be anti-Semitic. You can't say that and then say you can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jewish. That's you acknowledging that what you're saying is anti-Semitic. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposed your agenda. Okay, now we say, what does DEFCON mean? DEFCON is a defense readiness condition in an alert system used by United States Armed Forces. The DEFCON system was developed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff and Unified Special Combat and Commands. It prescribes 3 graduate levels of readiness for United States military. So military action, weapons, carnage, death, blood, guts, and glory. This is what DEFCON means. And he said, DEFCON 3. Look at this. DEFCON 3. With this little image we got here, this little illustration of DEFCON 3. Look what it says with that DEFCON 3 on this little illustration. Hold on, let me just get this off. Let me just click this off and just zoom in here. DEFCON 3. Level 3 says substantial, UK version. Readiness. Air Force ready in 15 minutes. When activated, post 9/11, 2001, Yom Kippur, 1973. That's what DEFCON 3 is. So how is that not anti-Semitic? I don't understand it. This is an insult to my intelligence. No?
Pretty anti-Semitic, except for the fact that I am Jew.
And you said you can't be mad at them because you want to do the same.
You know what?
That's an important thing to say.
I can't be, but I am because I'm jealous because I'm a human being.
And you want the same
and I'm a competitor. I want my people to rise up like the Jewish people. I'm a competitor. I feel that if I am not the leader, I'm one of the strongest, most vocal leaders. And I feel Lauren is the leader. I feel like there's multiple people that are leaders in this community, right? And I'm jealous of the Jewish community. I'm jealous of how the fact that they do not abort their people. I'm jealous of how the fact.
So why not say that as opposed to
saying it right now. It's coming now. Let me say it, bro.
Okay.
It's coming now.
All right.
It's coming now. let me say it. You have to get to it. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the fact of how they don't abort their babies. I'm jealous of the fact of how they stay with their wives. I'm jealous of the fact of how they do business together. I'm jealous of the fact of how they read their contracts and understand their contracts. I'm jealous of the fact. I'm jealous of the way Jewish people do business, and I'm jealous not just for me but for our entire culture. And I believe that once we rise up.
So when you be jealous of somebody, don't you want to just emulate what they do? You don't want to wish death on them, do you? If you're jealous of somebody, you're jealous of somebody's success. You want something that they have. Why not just copy the things that they do? Why not speak about the things that they speak about? Teach people things that can be learned about it. In terms of an uplifting of people, and go from there. Why with this DEFCON 3 stuff? Why is it an offense? Why do you want them to recognize? I don't know. It's making sense out of nonsense, really. I don't even know why I'm trying. I don't even know why I'm trying to make sense out of nonsense. It makes no sense. You can't make sense out of nonsense.
Up that we will have a position to be able to serve God, because it's not about taking over the world. God runs the world. We need to be in service to God, and we all need to be in service to God. So I'm jealous, and you know what? Because when I would speak on the Khaled and Drake record, why I speak on that? Out of jealousy. When I was speaking on Drake, why I speak on that? Out of jealousy. While I'm speaking on the Jewish culture, why I'm speaking on that? Out of jealousy. I'm jealous of the Jewish culture. No, actually, I just thought of that right now, shit. But it had to happen.
That's a breakthrough. That's a breakthrough.
But that's why it's gonna win an Emmy. That's why we're gonna be standing there next to Chris Rock and Will Smith and everybody.
They're gonna be together.
Boom.
I'm with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna re-say it because people might not have saw it. One of the things that Tremaine, I know nobody never heard of. We get that.
Supreme designer.
Supreme, the Supreme.
That's the elephant in the room.
Let's not call him the Supreme.
This is hilarious. The fact that he's got such a beans bonnet over Tremaine. I think the fact that he goes so hard at Tremaine, Emery, who's the Supreme Creative Director, which is an illustrious job, a really cool job, a really hard to get job. If you get that job, it's obviously something you're doing that you're affecting culture, because they don't, give that job to anybody. I'm assuming it's a job you can't openly apply for. You have to get invited to apply for all this sort of cool stuff. So the fact that he got it is amazing. He's also got his own brand called Denim Tears. He's plugged in, he does good work, and he carries himself well. The fact that he outed Kanye the way he did and basically exposed, his relationship with Virgil, the actual truth about it, and kind of pulled his card, Kanye, before you could do it, I think is what really gets under Kanye's skip bonnet. That's why he's got such a boner to kind of get at him and making t-shirts and whatever. It actually shows that he's really hurt. The fact that Tremaine would expose the fact that him and Virgil weren't as close as he kind of tries to make out, to the point where his own family didn't let him speak at the private funeral, didn't let him talk at the public one. Do you know what I mean? This is kind of clearly a sign that things weren't good, even on the guys, because usually you think if somebody's terminally ill, RIP Virgil the GOAT, and they're going through what they're going through, that usually people try to make amends, you try to make it right, blah 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 blah. But the fact that the family wouldn't want him to do the fucking speech at the funeral and shit goes to show that even towards his end of his life there was still a bit of friction going on. So the fact that Tremaine revealed it, Kanye just not going to let that go, because he's been exposed to the public, for the POS that he is behind the scenes, and he didn't want that. He doesn't want people to think that his friends don't like him. You know what I mean? I don't think so. He wants you to know first that he doesn't like somebody, but he doesn't want some people to know that they don't like him. Do you know what I mean? I think so.
Designers call him a designer at Supreme. So,
Continue.
Okay.
Continue.
So
that's the guy who spoke out against you because
he said, "Keep Virgil name out your mouth. You wasn't invited to the funeral."
Very
Welcome
deep.
to Drink Champs 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
We back up in this bitch like we never left.
Okay, now explain then why you weren't invited to the funeral.
I'm gonna take a pee-pee at this point. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, can we come back?
We gotta take a piss break.
Can you explain why you didn't get invited to the funeral? No?
Everybody.
I mean, we back. See,
got
that's a
juicy
juices.
juices.
Come on.
2024.
So is he ever going to explain why he wasn't invited to the funeral? Don't you find it interesting that every time he tries to explain it or it gets addressed, he doesn't really explain it?
The run?
It's time for us to rise up. It's time for us to put somebody in office that is us, that cares about us, that serves God and serves the people. That's what 2024 means.
20. So you can't say this right now, or can we say this?
He's been saying it.
I've been saying that we can't say it.
We can't say that we can't say it.
Yeah.
So that the yay might be against. But what if Trump runs?
No, in 24, or he might, yeah.
I think that's what America's been waiting for.
You against Trump?
Yeah.
Who you voting for?
That's funny.
That's a good one.
I'm not even gonna lie, man. I'm a fan of a lot of people, but respectfully, I don't like nobody better than me.
Right.
If he asked you to be VP, would you?
Yeah. Absolutely. If that was a piece, that's like me. Let's say Watch the Throne then.
Well, you thought he was VP on Watch the Throne? I thought
I thought it was equals.
Co-president.
But still, that's my elder. That's my senior. That's a person with more
respect.
experience.
I love the respect.
Yeah.
I love that respect. Holy moly. Are we still on Quick Time Islam or we moved on?
No. Go. Finish Quick Time Islam, man.
Yeah.
And I'm already on the Bad Bunny situation.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love to see Latino shit. See what happened?
Yeah.
He know when to turn Latino. You know what I mean?
I'm always Latino, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm drinking this.
Marijuana.
No, don't drink
Come on, what did I remember?
pop for my one season.
Two seasons you on.
Ray J comes, and he sees me. And he's on because he's on Love and Hip Hop as well. So we have a conversation about you. And he goes, I gave Ye what he asked for, or whatever. But the next day he went on Hulu, or whatever.
Meaning the show.
The show. I didn't know, Did you hear his statement about that?
Nah, tell me exactly what the statement was.
Basically, he was just like, I don't think he dissed you. I think he just said that.
Like I played him out. Like I literally took the thing that he was on. He got this thing, because we only got a little bit left, just as black people currently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What we got, the word nigga and braids. It's literally like what we own.
Right.
Right? So for Ray J to have like the information about the sex tapes and the laptop, he gave it to me as a black man. Right. And then I handed it over and they lied about him. But I handed it over like I'm trying to show
So this is like a private airport that y'all met at?
We was at the airport. Man, this man came in literally dressed like Black Panther. This man came in like it was like Wakanda. Like this man mask was so it was like the Black Panther.
And then you fucked him over. Great, you're a great dude. He gives you the information, you hand it over to him, and then they fuck him over. Great.
Man, it's for real. So he's like, he's gonna take it up to another level.
And it was literally just you and him?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And then he's just telling me about how he was told that he should, like basically he was gonna make him the bad guy. And then, in the same way how like with the whole crazy Ye's crazy, like I don't feel like people calling me crazy all the time. And Ray J doesn't feel like, he said he didn't feel like people saying that he leaked the tape like he had did like, I think that's what is that called? That's an illegal thing, right? It's called, like if you have
revenge porn
footage and you leak it or something. What is that called?
Revenge porn.
Foul.
What's that? Revenge porn, yeah. So they made it seem like the tape was released on the premise of revenge porn.
The original
tape to keep, Chris and Kim clean. And in my eyes, from what I can see, I feel like the lie detector test was fake. And
that's
people,
what he told me.
Yeah, and
he said it publicly.
He told me.
Yeah, and people, one thing about liars is they make the lie their truth. So even when you expose,
but yeah, this is still your mother-in-law.
See, and that's the thing, right? So we have a war, a spiritual warfare, right? I don't want to say good and evil.
Oh, what the fuck is going on?
Say binary. Let's say it's no good and evil, right? It's just like spiritual.
Exactly, Robert Minnis, a drunk podcast, exactly, with somebody going through whatever he's going through in Kanye, and two people who are just hungry for the views and for the subscribers and the attention this podcast will bring to them. What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
Spiritual warfare, and you got a thing where it's like, I am Ray J. I am Ray J. I'm actually the exact same person, like the same video game character.
Are y'all saying Step Brothers?
Yeah, we Step Brother, and me and Reggie, right? It's like
Reggie Bush?
Yes.
Jesus, y'all going too far. But let's go.
No, I'm saying, but it shows you that Kim has a type.
Every time you say something deep. Look.
Yeah.
What about you? You have a type too, brother. Should we go into your types? Come on.
It shows you that she has a type, right? We're the person, right, at that time where, okay, we're going to take this, like we're going to take the sex tape from Ray J. We're going to take the credibility. We're going to take his red hat and flip that to getting Alice Johnson out of jail. And I'll take some Balenciaga and some kids while we at it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And $1 billion while I'm at it. And now I'm on to this. But the only problem with Kim is there is no this after this in this situation. But I feel just as used as Ray J. So Ray J gave this to me in confidence, but I was taking the tape, like I used my whole, like, you know, as people say, I know karate, I know crazy. I used the whole, oh yeah, so crazy to hit the 730 red line to my advantage, right?
There was an actual another tape.
Ray J says, I've never seen this tape, but Ray J says that it was a second tape.
Right, and that's what you gave her on Hulu on.
No, I get it was just like some other kind of footage. This is definitely a awkward moment, or should we say a cockward moment that we like literally. Because what do you do? It's like he's got like the laptop like the old Apple, you know, it's like a desktop type of thing, and it's like, okay, well, let's load it up, Ray J.
You didn't care if there was, like, how do you know there wasn't copies that he had?
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't about the big thing is like, you know, I'm actually friends with Whack 100 right now. Right. Everybody, the Jewish media, you get what I'm saying? Whoever, the head of Ukraine, the head of Russia, we're gonna be friends with everybody, right? You know why? Because God runs the world, right? We get on our.
I'm gonna have to end this soon, guys. Honestly, this is melting my brain. I feel like I'm losing brains. I was listening to this guy taking in what he's. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. It's like, why is he always talking about his wife's garden tools, but yet he married her? Exactly. He keeps diminishing Kim, making it seem like she's a porn star, making it seem that she's a slut, she's a whore, whatever. But you were in a relationship with her, what? How long were they together? Like 8 years, 7 years or something? They have 4 kids. You clearly were okay with it for a long period of time, and then now suddenly you got an awakening, and now she's suddenly what? The devil or something. I'm sorry, brother, but you should maybe pick your mates a bit better, innit? Like maybe consider picking your mates based on more than just what they look like. I don't know, whatever, innit? Like, ridiculous.
Our jealousy stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be having like 12 writers in the studio that don't add up to Drake. God's version would be like, oh, Drake just said. That's why I was interested when we heard 30 Hours, because Drake wrote that for me. I sent him like, boom, here I got like this many ideas. Like the line I had like, I was nervous to do Victoria's Secret show until I pictured everybody with no clothes, right? Was like a line I had, and like
it's like a stripper line. Keep it real.
Like, yeah. But you don't think about it. Say you could be nervous to do like a speech, and they say picture everybody naked. So we flipped it like I was nervous to do Victoria's Secret until I pictured everybody naked, and I sent it to Drake, and Drake took it and barred it out and wrote the whole rap. You understand, like how much easier my life would be if Drake would just like write my raps for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure everyone wished they had that luxury, but
That's crazy to hear that. That's dope.
but you know, that's what happened when I brought the head of Balenciaga to Gap, because we had sold a hoodie. We sold a hoodie I designed, me and Duff Charney from Los Angeles Apparel Design.
What's the case?
Tell me this, is this presidential?
Yes.
Is this presidential?
Yeah. 2024, man. Yo, 2024. Come on.
Decriminalize that. Federally, let's go.
I got my license. I put it right on my head.
We got to decriminalize it, baby.
Yeah, that's the one thing Joe Biden did. He decriminalized all the weed cases. I this time. Holy moly. Guacamole. Yes.
Smoke with me right quick.
I don't know what happened.
2 Libras in the house to come with us and like.
Oh shit is going down. Let's go. Goddamn. Come on, bring some more Head Biggie for me.
Yeah.
No. Hey, but just goddamn.
I feel like we need music now.
Yeah. Mariachi.
Mariachi.
Who the fuck are those ladies?
I did it for your birthday, Marty.
Yeah.
You did not appreciate it.
Yes, I did. I loved it. I was mad.
Oh, come on.
Dolphy.
Yeah.
But it's all cool. You and Ray J. Okay. All right, quick time. Finish the quick time. All right, finish. Can
we
you
had
finish?
a couple points we would have bring up. We didn't even get to this.
Oh, we
get
fucking
back to
up,
it.
man. We
Yeah,
fucking up.
Hey man, this
Drink
is
champs,
Drink
baby.
Champs shit. Because you know what?
We still doing quick time slide?
Yeah. Where's your?
You know what? I'm done, man. This is too much. This is fucking rotting my brain. And it's 4 a.m. over here now. I'm gonna pause it, and I may come back to this again. I may not. This is fucking tearing me apart. Watching this whole fucking charade. Yeah. Enough. I can't. Enough. Imagine, spare a thought for flipping Kim Kardashian, mate. Imagine being married to this dude for 8 years plus, or whatever it was, kids and shit. Imagine being one of his friends. Exhausting, insufferable, especially now that he's got money. Now he's a billionaire. Now that he's successful. Now that he's achieving all these dreams. He was always cocky. He was always arrogant. He was always full of himself. He always had a god complex. But now, he's on another level. But yeah, I can't do this anymore, man. I'm done. This is too much for me. But yeah, exactly. Oh, Natasha Skeets, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah. Honestly, Space Guy, thank you so much. Space Guy, thank you so much. Thank you, Robert Minnes, Nick, Dylan B, everybody in the chat for joining in. It's been a pleasure to have your company, honestly. Thank you for hanging out with me. I can't believe you have hanged out with me for this long, to be honest, to watch this horrendous fucking interview. Really was. Yeah, exactly. Now he has real cheerleaders. Exactly. Those are real cheerleaders. Because I don't know where the fuck they found those women from, to be completely honest. But they were there and they were very, very happy to, stand up and get a little joint and hang out and stuff and look pretty in front of everybody and whatnot, which was bizarre. But yeah, big up everybody that tuned in. Big up everybody that's hanging out. I do appreciate every single one of you. And obviously, I may do this again, I may not. If not, then just watch the interview yourself. You know where it's at. I got it here on the screen again. It's on Revolt's channel. It's Drinks Champ. That's the title. Type it up and check it yourself if you want to. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys on the other side, innit? Thanks again for checking out the show. It's been a pleasure. It's never been a chore. Big up the chat, and of course, if it's your first time checking out my show, please make sure you like the stream, please. It doesn't cost you anything. Smash the like and hit subscribe again if you want to. Come back again for my shit again to check something else out. But until then, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.